get some longevity.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it'd be, I guess we'd have to figure out what that number would be, but. And the minimal difference in
It is a
FICA
minimum.
and IFRS.
I can pull up her sheet if you would like me to.
Sure, I mean, I guess if we're talking about it, we just don't know how it would affect it. I mean, sometimes, even when we make minor changes, it does help some, it helps something somewhere,
Yep.
you know?
It was the one on page 2, right?
You're talking salary,
Yeah,
no, page
4,
four,
but I am
Clerk.
confused.
4th line from the bottom.
it'd be nice to know whose wages these are, like, you know,
Have them labeled as.
yeah, have them labeled as,
So, the amount that Kendall has in there is different with longevity than what I have. So, oh, that's cause it's only 3%, never mind. So, with 3%, her total wage would be 51,870.68. So let me change this, hold on a second. At 6%. See if that will automatically calculate it for me.
Well, just the 3% is gonna be a short $1,500. That doesn't count for longevity.
Okay, so her total before longevity would be 52,204.15. Longevity is 1144,
Okay.
At 6%.
6%.
oh, it's 6%.
Yes,
Right, but isn't that what's in that line item?
yes.
So what is it without it? Like if we do 3%, like what difference would it make on our budget?
Okay, sorry.
Short.
3% with longevity? Is
Yeah.
that what you want? 51?
Well, you're gonna do longevity no matter.
Either
what.
way, do it without longevity.
No, with, because
Okay.
this line item has
Yeah,
with, so we
with.
wanna do with,
51,870.68.
so 51,871 rounded.
8 what? 51.
870.
1478, you just about had the bullseye there, Howard.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, is that the board wanting to lower the tax asking $1,500 or?
The ramifications of leaving it the same.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna hear from everybody else.
Well, she's already, she will get that 6% no matter what. We're just only talking about lowering his bottom line.
What we're doing is just saying.
Well, he might take it away.
He
Well,
might.
he could,
He might.
but I
He
doubt
might.
it. I shouldn't say that, but I would doubt it.
I'm sure there's $1,500 somewhere else, yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna have some hard decisions coming yet, I really do, but, I guess, is this a motion thing, or is this a?
No.
No,
No.
we just consensus, we just have to come to a consensus so Tammy knows final numbers.
So I know if I need to change anything or not.
Are either of you two wanting to change that? Or-
The bottom line?
Yeah.
I can be persuaded either
Okay.
It's gonna take some
way, which is
persuasion.
not what you wanna hear, but I probably could, so it's like,
How about yourself? I mean, I just think there's gonna, health insurance, even though we made great strides, is gonna cost, more. And everything's gonna cost more, and you're not gonna balance the budget on one person, I know that, but it's more about what we asked everybody to do than anything.
And that's kinda what we're getting at,
I understand,
yeah.
I'm just trying to rationalize
Yeah.
out loud
I mean, if we wanna set that as a precedent, no, this is, we're trying to be more united in the wages we give and things like that, then,
What their board does is, they do.
yeah, so, but this is how much we're willing to give towards your budget, you need to make it work. I mean,
I guess I'd be in favor of doing that. And
so about $1,500.
1,500, I don't know if you wanna do 1479.
or whatever, yeah, whatever
Well,
it was.
whatever, cause it's gonna,
So I'm gonna have to know where that comes out of, so you're gonna leave that up to Kendall?
no, Kendall has to decide that,
Okay,
Kendall has to decide that. We're gonna tell him to remove roughly,
You came up with 1478,
I came up with 1478 rounded,
Oh.
yeah.
I come up with 1479, but yeah, probably I didn't do the,
1477.
I didn't do the cents.
It's 1477.48 to be exact, so
Okay,
1478 would be
Okay.
the rounded.
Plus the IPers and the FICA, right?
Yeah, we would change that when
We would change that
Yeah.
anyway. Well, no, she'll still get that wage, so
we, yeah, depending on what he
removes.
removes.
Depending on what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Point being that 1478
is,
is not, it would,
it's a moving target. He
well,
has
it's not a big enough, depending on what he does, it's not a big enough to cover everything that wage would cost, but, yeah, I don't, you could. Again, I don't wanna pick on conservation, but, we're not, we asked, and
Right, we're not.
so, I guess that's my thought, cut it, the budget that much, and
okay,
So do you want me to let Kendall know he needs to remove 1478 from his budget? It's up to him where he removes it from.
And is that a conversation you would like the board to have with him?
we can, if he wants to have that conversation, I don't know. Do you feel it's necessary to have Kendall come in and talk about it?
I don't know, I just wanna
Yeah.
make sure that, department heads
Yeah.
are just clear on, this is what we're doing,
Sure,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
That was one thing they had said they didn't like when things were changed, they didn't know about it, but I suppose we are letting him know about it, so.
Sure.
Yeah, if it comes from you, it'd probably be better. so
Better,
I
okay,
understand.
do you want me to send him an email or give him a phone call, or I can send an email copy to the board, Anna?
Sure, then
Alright.
if he has questions, if we need to respond.
Okay.
And then just let him know he can let me know where he makes that change.
Okay. Alright. Move on from conservation. Unless there was something else.
Nope, that was it.
Okay, courthouse.
Okay, I have new budgets for you for courthouse.
Oh.
I think.
everything, or?
I don't know, let me grab it. Just expense,
Just expense.
just expense.
Looks like we're still planning to have a courthouse.
Still planning on that. Okay, so I'll tell you what we did here. So we added a line for the elevator. You'll notice it
First page?
Yeah, first page, fourth from the bottom, the 50,000 for the elevator. So that is in there. Then we put the capital projects, which will be the bottom of page 2. 100,000 for the parking lot project, so that there has been 50,000 transferred this year. We'll transfer the other 50,000 next year, and there's 25,000 in there now.
Okay,
So we will have,
125,000.
yes, correct, in there, which is good with the cost of the handrails and stuff if we need more for that, so,
Okay,
So,
but, so I can change that to 125 if you want me to. I just wanted to let you know what will be in there.
not if we don't need it.
Okay,
so the elevator, well, the fourth from the bottom, you went from 20 to 50.
that's what you guys said, told me to put in there.
But is that a new line item?
Yes. It's a new line item because the other line item that was in there has so many other things coming out of there.
Did we reduce that one at all or no?
Let me see.
Seems like a lot
I kinda
for
thought,
1 year.
yeah, I kinda thought we were gonna maybe do a,
The 20,000 is the
Oh.
contingency. It's, it kind of in the middle of page 1, fourth from the bottom. That's the one that the elevator was in. This year, we have used most of that already, because of the,
air handlers?
yeah, air handlers.
oh,
So, so you tell me what you want me to do. If you want me to lower that amount, if you want me to put it back, I can. It's just there's a lot of other stuff that comes out of that other
So
fund.
now, okay, so like the annual maintenance and things like that, you'll take out of that number from now on for
Correct.
elevator.
Yes.
Which amounts to about how much the annual, is it just an annual service contract, or do they certify it once a year, or do they?
I do not know, but let me look. I'll get into that fund and I can tell you. Okay, so NACO dues come out of that. So Schumacher Elevator Company,
Why would NACO dues come out of contingency?
I have no idea. That's what I
That's
was,
seems
not right.
strange.
That's not right.
that is weird, so I do not know why that is coming out of there, but it's come out of there forever. So,
NACO dues have come out of contingency?
since I'm looking at 15, 16, yeah, I don't know.
That's really weird.
It is weird. So Schumacher Elevator must only come when we need them. The last was $11,540 and that was in 2018. 15.5 was for the labor boiler that came out of there in 2018.
Well, I'd rather see us do something like leave some money in that line item, but do a transfer. for the rest, so that it's in a savings account. So if we have something that happens to the elevator, it's a transfer.
So make that elevator fund a transfer account, like a capital projects instead of just an L1000, okay?
But I still think maybe we should budget something for elevator. If we are gonna start keeping all the elevator stuff separate, maybe we just keep 10 or 15 in there, I don't know. And something major goes wrong, we have the money in the capital projects.
So do you want the capital project? So what I did with the elevator is I kept the fund number, I just added the project 199 for elevator. So this capital projects fund, do you want to use that project 199 or do you want to?
Project 199,
Okay.
it's gonna be specific for the elevator.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yep, specific for the elevator.
I can change that then, just tell me what amounts you want.
I'm not keeping up with the conversation about what you're doing, but if, and this is not about anybody or anything, but, I mean, if a plumber came in and said, well, you know, we had to root the drain, and someday your sewer line connection is gonna cost you $30,000, would we start a separate fund for the sewer line connection too? I mean, it just seems like we're,
No.
I know it's expensive if it goes out, but it just seems like you're trying to identify every possible thing that
I don't,
could happen.
okay, and I'll answer to that, I think that every year as a habit, I don't know, I'm just talking when I was here as a habit that we identified things that could go wrong and we planned for those. So that money's saved. Eventually it could happen, yes. The important thing is we're not gonna continually keep putting money in the budget for something that isn't gonna happen, it's already saved for. So the general basic fund, like if we leave the 50,000 in there, okay, and we don't use it, next year we're gonna budget another 50. This way it's taken care of and it's set and it's in its own little pot and it's restricted to what you can use it for.
Correct.
It helps our general fund actually.
Can you move it out of there if something else happens?
The only thing we could do is just identify, not do the 199 for elevator and just do 51 and then it's for anything in the courthouse. If you don't wanna identify it as elevator, you can do that and just leave it as 51.
We just have to remember what we saved that for, which makes it a
Right.
little bit harder if you don't have it identified, it's like, what is that for? Or
So-
me, that's
so-
mine.
Yeah,
So help me out, the 50,000, that's an additional one-time expense for that fund?
So that's how much kind of goes into that account to stay there in case
All at
we
once.
need it, all at once.
And next
Oh, but
year-
you can change it if you want to, and then add a little bit to it every year, that's up to you.
it's for the big projects so that it's kind
So-
of one and done.
So would it help I realize that when it happens, it's gonna be that kind of money, I understood that. If we have to redig this hole and everything, or pit or whatever for the,
Yeah,
Cylinders.
but
Yeah.
is it more something you start the fund and put 10,000 in and,
You can if you want.
and so is that gonna change the bottom line of the budget by $40,000?
yes.
Yes,
I guess I do realize it could happen tomorrow, and what would we do if it did happen tomorrow?
well, we'd worry about it.
Yeah, we'd have to do a budget amendment.
We would
Yeah.
have to worry about it.
Yeah,
But do you think we should leave a little bit of some money in that line item, even if it's 10,000?
in the
In-
contingency one that's set up
In the
now,
one you started for elevator.
Yeah.
Put some money there.
Right,
Okay.
I can get on
Like
board with
10,000.
10,000,
And
okay,
then do a $10,000 transfer and it changes the budget by 30,000? You okay with that, Howard? Carter?
10,000 and 10,000 transferred?
Yeah,
Yeah.
10,000 transfer
to this just general contingency fund?
to the, well, the transfer goes to the capital projects.
And what's that for?
That's the savings account.
And what's the contingency fund? It's not a savings?
Contingencies for anything that happens
Emergency wise?
emergency wise that we didn't plan for, that can come out of there. It's always good to have a contingency fund for each building.
So the elevator, just theoretically, if we budget that 20,000 in contingency and this next year, something major happens and the elevator needs to be, has a whole bunch of work done.
So you'd have
So
10 plus
you'd have,
20.
you'd have 20,000 in your contingency
Sure.
already towards that,
You could,
You
yes,
good, that you could use towards that.
if we didn't use any of it, yes.
And then worst case scenario, if it costs $50,000, you do a $30,000 budget amendment.
But they were also talking about putting 10,000 in the elevator fund.
Right,
Yeah,
So you'd have the 10 plus the 20,
right,
so you'd have 30, but then you'd have, obviously.
you still have to do a budget amendment, yeah.
and there could be things that, like the one year we had 15,000 that we spent on the elevator and that wasn't, so just having some money in there just for anything that isn't that huge repair.
Yeah,
And on the other side, when you have the capital projects, you're actually planning for when that whole thing needs to be, I don't know if replaced is the right word, but when that
Yeah.
whole thing could go back. And let's face it, it's old.
Yeah,
So I do think it's important to plan for that, and I'd like to see us planning for things like that, so they're not such a whoops, especially with all these changes coming up. We've got our money set aside for some of these things that when it will not come out of the general fund.
good,
I mean, initially it does,
yeah.
but at least we're saving for it. It's smart.
Well, like contingency, we didn't, for 23, 4, 5, we only used $400 some dollars. And then big expenses, yeah.
Yeah,
So well, one thing at a time, I don't wanna, 'cause I don't know if we even came to a consensus there or not, but, so the parking lot, we're anticipating a total cost of what?
100,000.
Should be more than enough to cover it, was the idea.
okay, so let me ask you this, hey, so you just transferred $50,000 for the parking lot,
Correct.
so we don't need to transfer another 100.
This is, so this, what I'm talking about is on the bottom of page 2,
Yeah.
just the expense of it,
Oh, gotcha.
not the
Never mind.
transfer,
Never
okay.
mind. Okay, never mind, yeah, that's clarified. Yeah, cause we would have the
Yeah,
expense.
yeah, yeah,
And we have to transfer another 50.
Yeah.
Right away, probably next fiscal year, so that we have our 100.
correct,
Gotcha. And then anything left in there also will just stay there. Like say it's only 90,000, well, that 10,000 will stay in there.
Sure.
correct,
So, you know, maybe we should only plan for like 10,000. Maybe we could transfer 10,000
out of,
for the elevator.
okay, so just,
Maybe,
yeah, and that's what I have written down, I have, oops,
I don't think we need that line item to be 50.
no, just 10,
I think, this is my opinion, leave that 10.
okay,
And then
the 20 for the contingency,
the 20. Yeah, leave the contingency,
Yeah.
because that's,
that, we need that,
you always do that.
yeah,
And then transfer 10,000,
and that's in the non-departmental, cause that's revenue from taxpayer
and
dollars, so,
transfer 10,000 for a savings for the elevator.
okay, gotcha, I got that,
If everybody else is okay with that. I think either way, we have, every year it's 20,000, and we also have 25,000 in there. If it's all said and done, it's, you know, we need it,
Mm-hmm.
I think then we're good.
yeah, I think so.
I can get on board with that. That's the majority opinion at the moment,
So,
the 3,
on page 1, you're gonna change elevator to 10,
yeah.
Yes,
and what else do you have? Contingency's gonna stay at 20.
yeah,
I think that's about it.
And if you, I mean,
And this 100,000 it's in capital projects to do the,
yep, leave that there. And then add the 199 in capital projects, and put 10,000 there.
tell me what, oh, you're adding.
that's the one we already talked about,
Yeah, that's for Yeah,
Yeah,
spending
instead
it
of-
if we had to.
It's instead of the 1,000, I'll just change that to the 31,000, in capital projects, and then the transfer will come out of non-departmental too.
Yeah, but you're leaving the 10
So
in the general fund.
Oh, you want me to leave 10 and then add another, oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. So
Just so we
leave-
have something in case there's a $7,000 expense, well, we have enough in there.
Okay, so there will be 20,000 technically in an elevator, one will be savings, one will be just regular
Yes.
general fund. Okay, I misunderstood, sorry.
I guess
I'm still confused.
I
It's okay, I'm not just cause I used to do it. It's-
I
it's
believe you.
confu- It's
I believe
flip,
you.
It is.
it is flip-flopping numbers, but
Yeah.
it does save at one point,
Okay,
Okay,
Yeah.
so leave 10, leave the 20, and then another 10 for the capital projects, okay, gotcha.
yeah. Using the 199 elevator number. Yep,
Gotcha.
yep,
Yeah, got it.
yep. And then on the revenue side, you just have to change that in the 99.
Okay, I can do that.
you got that, Howard?
No. So I'm gonna go back to the parking lot and be ignorant. What all costs are we anticipating? Obviously there's more than just the concrete. There's re-rod and there's gonna be gravel and there's gonna be everything. And somewhere along the line, we got the impression it was gonna be 100,000.
Yeah, well,
That's what Willie,
yeah, cause we have to tear up that ramp and
Yeah.
re-put the heating under there with insulation, cause apparently it wasn't insulated and so there's freezing happening. The handrails we have out of, the handicap accessible line item,
Yeah.
but,
still gonna leave like 14,000.
yeah,
So, and we were gonna eliminate the stairs, of course, and that, so I looked at just when I came back from our break, I looked out there. So if you eliminate the stairs and everything, and is there gonna be and the handrails are for going down the ramp, but is there gonna have to be something put in to, I know this isn't a question for you, I apologize.
No,
Is there gonna be something needed to put in, so if there's a ledge up there, that nobody goes over the ledge?
I don't think there will be a ledge, will there?
You think it'll still be terraced
I
like
think
it
it'll
is?
still be landscaped like it is now, there'll
Okay.
just be the handrails, that's how I envision it,
That's-
I
that's
could
what
be
it-
wrong.
Eliminate that
Yeah,
sidewalk,
it'll, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
and that'll be parking lot
Yeah,
instead of a
so-
sidewalk.
and that's what they talked about, they would just add more landscaping to fill in.
yeah, that's how I see it, I don't see a ledge being
So
there,
the only way in is the ramp.
yeah,
Yeah,
I understood all that.
yeah,
And, yeah, again, that's fine.
okay. Question on insurance for the ICAP insurance, is that just for, or what all buildings does that include? Is that
Where you at,
for on page 2?
okay,
Does that include just the courthouse and annex and election center, or does that
It's
include,
everything,
including all like the
secondary
road
road,
shops and?
Yes.
Everything.
That's
you're
everything,
talking about the
That's everything.
liability then,
Okay.
right?
tort liability,
liability.
yeah, that's
the
everything,
top one,
okay.
And
I didn't know if,
So then
If
what's the 219?
that is for, IMWCA probably, that's our probably workers' comp, isn't it?
workman's comp and,
oh,
yeah,
And that did
So
go
why
up
is
this
it
year.
labeled liability also?
'Cause
that's
what
the,
it is.
yeah, that's the code you have to take it out
Okay,
of,
okay.
that's set by the state,
Okay.
that's,
Okay,
yeah, I just didn't know if like secondary roads had their own
No.
line for their shops, or,
no, mm-mm,
so this is everything,
yeah,
This is
Okay.
everything. I think when they go to review our policy, I mean, I'd like to see them come in and talk to us about our policy and possible changes
Just-
we could make, because
seems to go up a lot every year,
it does.
well,
no different than health insurance.
yeah, no
Yeah.
different than your insurance at home.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'd maybe like a chance maybe for us all to review and maybe see if things that we could possibly change. I don't know the
Yep.
proper time to do that.
you know, probably this spring before we get our new rates for this
Oh.
year.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't mean it'd have to be implemented this year, but we could talk to her about
Yeah.
when we're looking at it for the
Options,
following year.
yeah.
That's an idea we want to do.
Yeah, I'd like to see us do that, cause not knowing exactly everything in it.
I can
There
s-
may be some room there where we could have some savings up front. Because like say, I don't know what kind of deductibles we have on our vehicles, but typically, I don't know, say it's $1,000, I have no idea if it is, okay. If it was $5,000, our budget could withstand that. You know what I mean, if it's a bigger cost savings somewhere.
Right,
And,
right,
you
yeah,
know,
I have no idea what the,
I don't
yeah,
either, so I'd just like us to look at that.
Yeah, I'll send Bridget an email and tell her that when it comes time that you guys would like to meet with her talk about that for the following year, so we've got that
Yes,
started ahead of time.
sounds good.
What is the $1,500 of revenue? Where does that come from?
Let me look.
It's not worth much time.
comes from miscellaneous.
I see that. You
Is it the
swearing that.
township, is it the township bonds?
It could be. Let me look.
I won't learn anything anyway, so.
Oops.
Maybe we just bank on not having a building burned down once a year, and we just don't insure them, and just spend our $1 million when something happens. Kidding, of course.
No,
I don't know.
No.
I have thought that way in my personal life though, with how much insurance costs.
That's expensive.
The answer to that question, you hear about, and it's worth exploring, but you hear about people that pretty much self-insure except for health and some liability, but if you had the derecho come through and if you were a farmer and took out your crop and took out your shed, took out your
Yep.
machinery, took out it'd be a big bite,
It would,
but so is the cost of insurance. So,
but I know guys that, yeah, I know
Absolutely.
guys that farm and
Yeah.
they've
made that determination.
prepared through the years and buy a tractor, I don't buy insurance for it, even if it's $500,000 and I'll just write a check and if something happens, but.
Custodians, I had, we didn't really have any questions on my notes.
No, I didn't either.
Hold on, I'm still looking at that
Oh.
revenue.
So who does go over back, I don't mean to stifle progress, but does anybody go over the insurance or it just renews?
So Bridget sends it to us. Like last year, 2 years ago, we changed the deductibles on some things because,
Yeah,
it had gone up so much.
I wanna say we changed it to maybe even as high as 10,000 on some of it,
I cannot remember, but,
yeah.
Yeah, the work's probably been done already, I mean, the easy work, if there is anything
Yeah,
such thing
yeah.
as easy.
oh, so that miscellaneous is retired employees, vision and life insurance.
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Okay,
Good.
so
Oh,
sorry.
thank you.
Okay, alright, I understand.
yep. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have anything for custodians. Anything in IT, data processing?
I mean, I didn't have any questions.
That's a budget that's gone up a lot. In last
Over the
few
years, yeah.
Yeah, over the years, but technology has increased in the county too.
It's all gonna save time and money.
District court, I don't have anything for that,
Nope.
nothing we can do about it anyway.
And one, and I think Derek did come in and
He did,
present that,
yeah.
and I don't think anything changed from
no, no,
when he had his hearing.
and they got their own commission anyway.
Yeah.
Elections, still gonna have those. I didn't have any notes for that. If you had something, Tammy? Okay. Election center,
No, the only thing we've already talked about that I had was the rent. We already did that.
was the what?
The rent.
Oh, the rent, yeah,
Yeah, we've changed that.
yep. Okay. Engineer. Spent a considerable time going over all that.
The fair, did you change that one to 30,000?
Did you have something?
I
No,
did,
okay, well,
is it in there?
moving faster
We don't have
than
any
I am.
Well, that's not, now we're ahead of page two.
I thought I printed some, let me look. Oh, it's right here. So this is expenditure only for the fair.
Okay. We only have expenditures, don't we? Yeah.
Yes, and when I was going through things yesterday, again, I like to go over the budget several times. I realized when I was looking at the budget amendment stuff that we'll have to be doing, that in July, you approved, they didn't get their money allowances for 25, and so you approved doing it in July,
Oh.
having to do a budget amendment for this next year.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't gotten that that 25,000, they got that in July, but that means we're short in what we give them this year. So,
Okay.
I reached out to Morgan, is that her name?
Yep.
And let her know that we still had that 25 of her records are showing the same. And so when I went in and did the re-estimates that I do every year, I did add that 25,000 for this year that we still owe them. So, if that makes sense. Am I describing that correctly?
Basically, you're saying that what shows up as an expense in 25, 26 was really for 24, 25.
Part of it. So,
In 24, yeah,
Yeah,
24, 25, we didn't pay it out.
right, so, I did that, re-estimated that we're still gonna have to pay them with the budget amendment,
Yes.
so. That will show up in there, in the re-estimate, you won't see it, but it is in the re-estimated column to prepare for that, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
General assistance,
So we didn't pay it? Or we did pay it?
Okay, in
We
July,
approved it.
July 31st, we did pay that, but, so,
Oh, so they haven't even gotten their this year's yet?
correct, because
Oh, got you.
when Melissa paid it, she didn't realize that that was for last year's.
And last year it was reduced by 5,000.
Correct, so we're off
Okay.
25,000.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
yeah, that
Yes,
is right.
so that's why,
Yeah, okay. Well, we know.
yeah,
I didn't have anything for general assistance. GIS, we had determined that Luke's extra, or for his compensation through E911 would come from E911? Or was that coming out of,
We never really,
So-
no, it would come out of GIS.
yeah, I talked to Elizabeth about it, cause we
Okay.
had questions whether it needed to be a
Yep.
new line item. And she referred me to Ayers and Cooney, and, he told me that it needs to come out of his payroll, just like his regular payroll
Okay.
does. Now, whether you get reimbursed that from E911,
sure,
I don't know, but,
either way he's getting paid that, okay.
Well, I mean, are we okay with doing that extra?
well, if it's out of E911,
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've kind of stopped other extras.
so that's where I'm confused, cause he's billing E911 for the work, he's not,
No,
No,
he's just doing it.
he's just doing
he's just
it.
doing it,
He's just doing it as part of his job, but,
okay,
cause he did say that in the meeting,
yeah.
that he is
And
just
he has
doing
been
it.
for
Yeah.
7 years or whatever it's been, yeah. Well, that's where I was just like, well, if he's doing work for a different entity and they're reimbursing it, then I don't know.
They're reimbursing what we're already paying him.
They're not,
No,
No, that's what it will be.
yeah,
oh, yeah, yeah,
I don't know, I just think that
yeah,
I have no issues, trust me, whatsoever with Loop or GIS, but what I have a problem with is when we say no to others. So I think that we need to, if we're gonna be okay with that, then I think there's a couple other wages we need to go back to.
no, I get that, I was just, when we had the initial discussion, I was thinking this is an E911 issue more than or giving a raise or something, but then now I see too, I mean, we are then giving an extra raise for extra work, and you have to address other people who are doing that as well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we've been, and trust me, I don't want this conversation to take like an hour, I'm just gonna speak it and say it, but when things have been brought to our attention for some inequities and we say no. I
Again,
guess,
yeah,
that's just my take on
well, again, I was thinking of it more as like emergency management salary, E911 salary, that's their commission problem, but I get what you're saying. So, if it is coming out of his salary through the county, then that is different.
it. And at one time, at one time, 911 was contributing to that salary, and I can't remember when that was. But they were doing it at one time, and I don't know if it just stopped or what happened, but at one time, they were doing that.
Is there a way to see that or no?
yeah,
Probably not on these sheets.
I mean, not in the
because it
last
doesn't go back
3
far.
years or 4 years, but maybe 10 years ago or something.
And at one time, GIS was part of IT budget,
yeah, let
you
me,
know, in the
Oh.
beginning, so it's very probably confusing.
let me go
Sure.
back to, looks like we received some in 22, 23.
I don't know if it's ever been a designation of the wage, but I think that it was, at one time, they were doing that. I wanna say that goes back to Dave Penn.
When did Dave leave the county?
Oh, goodness,
Would that have
This-
been 2019, 18, 19, somewhere in there? Or-
No, I think he was still here when I
Did he
was
leave
still
before
here.
you?
it was right about that same
I
time.
think it was right after,
Mhm.
I think it was right after.
Okay, so he was here when you got in here, Tammy.
Yearly, yeah, for
Okay,
like a
okay.
couple months or something
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah, I think it was,
Or did you get elected 2018?
He's not elected.
No, you.
No, I was elected 2020 to
2020.
21.
Oh, okay, okay. So 6 years ago,
Yeah.
or 5 years ago?
Mhm. Maybe that would be better.
cause you probably should be looking for the 52 department.
Yeah, I tried running by just 82,000. Because that's E911, but I need to look.
You know, maybe it's a new point, and maybe we just keep moving on, and you guys just, if you guys are, whatever you're comfortable with, I mean, we just go with. Cause honestly, it probably doesn't matter if, you know, 6 years ago, it was happening and it stopped, I mean, you know what I mean, it
Yeah.
probably doesn't matter
Yeah.
to the point of this budget,
All it
but
was an interesting piece of information.
at one time it was happening, I just didn't know if it had stopped.
Well,
Mhm.
cause it changed, Luke wanted it to be his own department, so he separated from IT, cause it
Right.
used to all be under IT. So then his department separated and he had a new department that was just GIS. So, that those funds might not have been then transferred at that time, or kept going at that time since he separated
Sure.
from that department.
Sure.
Yeah, I just know it's not something that's brand new. It may have stopped, but it's definitely not brand new that 911 was contributing to that.
Mhm.
Cause that's something Dave was wanting to do. Because it's a lot of help.
I mean, I could probably be convinced either way, I mean, it's, when we're talking other positions, they're not being reimbursed by commissions, but it is still part of their salary, so.
I have an opinion, but I can't rationalize it, so.
Okay.
I don't,
I won't shoot you if you got something to share.
it centers around, you think about what the value is, and I don't know how to measure that, so I think it's there, I do, I appreciate what he does, I'd like to give it to him, but then you go back to the consistency thing.
That's just all I'm concerned about, if, you know, I just think that if this is done, then we do have to talk about a couple other things, which I'm okay with too, and I think we can have a nice conversation that's not long, but, I mean, that's the big part, is just being fair and consistent so that we don't have this backlash, you know, that comes back at us, you know. I'm not saying we have to give everything that we're asked of, but I'm just saying, I think we've come a long way in being consistent the last 2 years, I think that we've tried that, I mean.
I don't know, I guess I was seeing that as a value added to the E911 commission that they were reimbursing. And that was not the county giving him a greater than 3% raise, he was just billing his hours that he hasn't the last 7 years to that commission, that's how I had seen it. But here, it's all coming out of the same line item.
Like I said, whatever.
No,
I'm okay with whatever, I just wanted to point out my feelings on the consistent part.
I just don't know if we're being inconsistent by doing it, is my point.
Well, I guess, yeah, that's a good point, I would agree with that, or maybe could we agree with that. So when and this has nothing to do with this position, just in general, everybody was getting 5 cents every 5 years, so you enacted an extra 5 cents every 5 years, so.
We
okay.
enacted an extra 5 cents every year,
Now we are,
yeah.
Yeah.
but before it was 5 cents every 5 years, it wasn't 1 cent. So it's possible that, I'd written down, you know, the increase for the 3%, and then I don't know when I wrote it, but 1144 for the longevity and 3,600 for the E91, that's how he got, and that got close to his number, and so it was close enough.
So I'm wondering, looking at this, so civil defense, or E911, sorry, pays, we're budgeting 22,184 to go to officer's salary. So, and then 57,000 goes into IT's salary from contributions to IT. So what I'm wondering is if part of that is for that expense and IT's been getting it and not Luke. So maybe we need to ask Luke if that is going there, and he's just saying IT is getting it when he's the one doing it. So we need to clarify that maybe.
Yeah, cause I swear at one time they were doing it.
Because I'm looking at the numbers thinking, well, maybe that is what he means, is that it is currently going to IT when it should be going to GIS.
Yeah, because I just remember that it was going in there, and at that time, yes, GIS was part of the, IT budget.
Can we
You
call
know.
Luke? Howard, it's extension 294.
That'd be easiest, maybe get a couple questions answered.
Hi Luke, Howard Hawes in the boardroom. Mind coming down for a minute? Okay, thank you.
Maybe I can warm up my coffee really fast.
he would've put these sheets together.
I think so,
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
They're out in there, wait.
Cause he's technically under your office,
He has his own department.
but own department.
Yes.
Yeah.
In here.
Good
it's his
morning.
own. Good morning.
Morning.
You come in looking like maybe you're in trouble.
Well, I wasn't sure why I was coming in.
You're not in trouble, we're just trying to understand, so, the extra that you asked for.
Yes,
So is that funds that is currently going to IT? Or is it funds that stopped going to IT, is what we're trying to, because at one time, you were with IT.
that's how I was coded, I was always under the auditor's office. But,
Yeah, but then at one time, I guess the question, at one time, 911 was giving to GIS, but I think it was going to the IT budget. At one time, and then I was trying to figure out, did that just stop? Or is it in the IT budget, is what Tammy pointed out, is it in the IT budget and it should be going to the GIS budget?
So it is a grant from the state for 911. Part of that requirement is submitting the monthly GIS correct files to the state. So originally, when Dave Penton was in charge of that, that money was going back to the county. Not to the GIS necessarily,
Well,
or
because
maybe
you
it did
didn't
go.
necessarily have your own budget at that time.
Correct.
You were lumped with the IT, so has it not kept going somewhere? Where's it at now?
When IT took over the E911, Derek kept that $12,000 and utilized it specifically for the 911, instead of it all going back to the county as quote-unquote reimbursement for GIS services.
Okay,
Okay.
so Derek is getting it,
So yes, they receive it on a quarterly basis.
okay,
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And then they utilize it, there's a broad spectrum of what they can utilize it for within 911.
so then shouldn't you have something budgeted in your department for revenue then, if that is gonna go to you?
Yes.
Because
It's the
there's-
answer to that.
there's-
Because we discussed billing the IT the $5,000 for that GIS service that we provide them, or 911 rather, I shouldn't say IT, but
so E911, do they know they're gonna be paid, have they made that in, have they put that in their budget for this?
they know, yes.
So
Derek and
that
I
is
have
in their
discussed that
budget already.
specifically
Okay.
about that $5,000 going revenue. It would be to GIS, yes.
And Derek did mention that in the boardroom.
And you guys got memory that beats
Yeah, I
mine
don't
out.
remember that
I
either.
don't remember it.
But
saying
I
it.
don't,
He
it's not that I
didn't-
disbelieve you,
He didn't say it during the budget thing we had, but that doesn't mean it wasn't in there. I mean, it wasn't a specific topic.
Well,
Gotcha.
I'm just saying he acknowledged that E911 was prepared to reimburse, was all I'm saying,
Yeah, reimburse the county for the 911 services that they get, right.
for the GIS services.
Correct.
So we
GIS
should be
services,
adding a revenue to GIS,
And I did not do that in your budget. but
okay.
Okay.
That's correct.
And, so you said 5,000, but you've only asked for an additional 3,600?
Yes,
Okay.
for direct compensation,
Okay,
or compensation to be incorporated into my salary, was my original request on that.
There'd be a cost to the IPers and the FICA.
It
That's
wasn't,
in there though.
it wasn't a dollar for dollar, yes, because we understood that.
More so, some of that is you doing the work, the rest is probably, you know, just the general basics, equipment and whatever.
Correct.
okay. So I will add that, okay, that makes more sense to me now then.
Yeah, I knew it was happening,
Yeah.
but I couldn't remember
Yeah.
how that took, because I remember the conversation with Dave Penton.
Yep,
that
yep,
it's $5,000 supposed to go to GIS. But it probably went to IT
yeah, so
at
you're,
that time because you were in the IT department.
right,
yeah, I was coded in the IT
yes,
department.
so when that changed, that didn't get moved. And you weren't getting paid
Yes,
for
that
that
revenue,
technically.
yeah,
It-
that,
And maybe Derek didn't understand that part either.
but that
was
grant
a
has
thing.
to go to them, the
Right,
grant,
Right,
right, 911's gonna pay you,
Sure,
yeah,
or pay
GIS, right?
GIS.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
The
that
GIS
makes,
department.
that makes more sense then.
yeah,
So it's not technically a raise, it's just going to the department it should have been going to when we separated the departments.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that revenue should have continued to
Okay.
come, to GIS for that service that we provide
Okay,
them. But,
thank you, that makes a lot more sense to me.
okay, yeah, that's my fault for then not including that in the
No.
budget as revenue,
Yeah.
because that would have helped, clarify that
No,
issue, so.
that's fine, we'll get that
Yeah,
added,
I understand that.
yeah.
Thanks for the clarification.
Okay.
So basically, there is no revenue right now whatsoever,
Right,
None.
not basically, that is the way it is,
right,
Correct.
okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks,
Welcome.
Luke.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke, have a good day. Okay. Well, we're clear on that then.
I think
We still have to decide, are we gonna leave it the way it is?
I would tend to leave it.
I guess I would too, even though I think there's gonna be a little bit of, there's gonna be backlash, and plus I'm still worried about the bottom line, but that's yet to come, I guess.
Okay,
Because every year, if that dollar amount doesn't change, I know it's minor, but
Right,
every year, as that dollar amount's gonna be the 3% or the 4%
Right.
increase, it's
Yeah.
gonna, so it's,
well,
eventually, it may not be enough. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
it's gonna grow, yeah.
So,
okay, yeah. If it's incorporated into it,
well, it will be,
Yeah,
so that's,
yeah.
you know, we just gotta be thinking about those things.
yeah. Okay,
went right through historic.
going, yeah, historical,
With their 7,000, I am. I mean,
yeah, that's fine,
What did you say, I'm sorry?
historical,
Oh.
Yeah, good.
HR,
I have no notes on HR.
I didn't either. It's all the same, not all the same, but
Human services,
pretty close.
no notes. Library, we never really officially talked about it, but I mean. Did we just budget the exact same dollar amount? No, just a little.
Just a little bit.
it's 2% increase, yeah,
Are you guys okay with that? Please say yes.
that's fine, that's fine.
Please say this.
You don't wanna go down to 80,000?
No,
No.
Alright, we better leave it the same.
Medical death investigator, I saw off, no changes, we didn't talk about. Same with medical examiner. Mental health, is that much of anything really? I guess, I can't remember now.
just,
Oh,
just,
The dues or the,
it's mainly nothing,
yeah,
it's only 7,500, so
Yeah.
I'm sure we're okay with that.
okay,
Alright, miscellaneous.
miscellaneous,
And the only change, I think we did, it's the 15,000.
disability, yep, nature center. I'm okay with that.
Non-department.
okay, I have new ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
that
wanna
one.
stop at nature center for
Yeah.
a minute,
Yep.
I just have a question that I'm sure is
Go
gonna be.
ahead.
I think I've asked before and I just didn't retain, why did the nature center ever come up with a separate budget for conservation originally?
Um,
is easier to keep track of.
Easier to keep track of the expenses and the revenue for the nature center because there was money donations that came in specifically for the nature center.
Okay,
So it kinda had to be its own thing, so that when they spent the money, they were specifically spending just for the nature center.
okay. Well, thank you. So where do we land, non-departmental?
Yeah,
Non-departmental.
so this is expense and revenue.
Okay.
Holy thickness.
Okay, the first change that you're gonna see is gonna be on page 5. And that's the funds for bridges and culverts. The 1.367294 is the balance that we have in our account right now, and that's what Doug will put in for this year because our new funds for new debt won't be till the following year. So this is for those funds,
Okay.
there. So that's the first change. Then at the bottom of that page, see the 50,000 for capital projects, for the operating transfers.
And then
And
you'll
then
add the
that's-
one.
Yeah.
So you'll add the other one for 10,000.
Yes. And then the self-insurance, amount is now 3,137,500 on the bottom of page 6.
6,
Yes.
we said that number again.
Yeah, it should be on the printout.
Oh, it
but-
is,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha, that was
Yeah,
just,
that was just a change
okay.
when Doug ran the numbers.
Mhm.
Okay, and that should be all the changes for expenses. Okay, and then if we go to revenue. Those are all the same before. That's the same. Should be this, those are all just the taxes, tax credits and stuff we'll be receiving, so there's no changes on anything there.
Dang, we're gonna get less local option sales tax, huh?
Yes,
Where's that?
Over 100,000, page 8, on
Oh,
the bottom,
yeah.
well, I guess it changed, but.
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
Dang,
I know, right? So then the next change
And why
that,
is that? I'm not keeping up with you,
the
but
state sends us an approximate what we might receive.
yeah, or local option sales tax.
is that just a
based on.
It's just
fact
a
of
guess.
life, retail goes down?
It's just a guesstimate. The next changes you'll notice are, on the top of page 10, the opioid settlement dollars. Oh, no, that's the same, sorry.
That's the same as last
That's the same as last year, sorry. And then on page 11, the self-insurance for Wellmark. Is now the 3.3 million.
Match the expense.
It does not match the expense
It doesn't?
exactly, no, so,
Doesn't?
and Doug tells me those numbers, so
Yeah, so he knows.
he
what-
knows what he's, yeah.
I would make that attempt. Yeah.
Okay.
Planning and zoning, or were you guys done with non-department or not?
Yeah, I'm okay with going planning and zoning.
Yeah.
Planning and zoning,
I didn't have anything new.
So the fees that we just approved,
that was for just sanitarian.
okay, thank you. Yep, alright. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's under S,
But those would take effect July 1st anyway, is it?
I think so. Recorder,
I have revisit the wages, I think, let's see what Karen, let's see, I gotta go to my notes.
So we went right through planning and zoning? or-
Yeah.
Oh, I think, I mean, I didn't
I didn't
have
have any
anything that we
Okay,
wrote
alright.
down
We're
anything.
Just trying to keep up.
yep,
No, it's okay.
yep,
So, and we can have Karen come in once we talk about it probably, but, in the budget for deputies, she put Autumn at 85 and Christie at 80.
yep,
Autumn at 85, I think is great, Kim's retiring, she should be there, but Autumn also was only at 75 before. So my thoughts are, we should keep the other deputy at 75.
yeah,
Because we turned down that change several years
yeah,
for the other, so I don't really feel it would be right of us to just say, okay, at this point.
No, Karen's come in and asked for it every year to raise them, and I don't think she has,
No, because
or the board has not.
we have
gone
not,
for
we
it,
said no,
yeah.
yeah, we did say no. I can only talk about last year.
Yeah,
but-
well, no, I think it's happened every year since I've been here too, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
So my thoughts are the other one should stay at 75. But you guys, you guys say whatever you think.
say 75 and 85, is it?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's only fair for, Autumn to take that first deputy position since the first deputy is retiring.
Then that's fine, that's fine.
And, she's been there the longest and that's what Karen put in the budget, is for her to get. I'm okay with that,
I
but,
guess. I know this is how the department has been, and I'm not gonna die over anything, but, I mean, I've never gotten a real good answer to why we have multiple deputies to begin with. Just, a deputy is for the purpose of if something happens to Tammy, she's got somebody to fill her spot, something happens to Karen, somebody fill her spot, Nick, etc. So,
and the board does get to decide how many deputies. We appoint them,
Right.
basically, we get to decide that.
and I know a person works in anticipation that someday I will, maybe move up to that position or whatever, I get that, yeah.
But, and that's just, okay, so then that's just what you have to decide if the second person, if you wanna put up to that 75%, because that kinda says, does that say, I think the point of that is for deputy.
Oh, definitely, yeah,
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 so
no,
if you think that it should only be one in that department, now's the time to make that decision. I don't know what she's at right now. Do you, Tammy, know what percent maybe she would be at right now?
Let me pull that up.
You're asking about the second one?
Yeah,
Mhm.
You think it's at 70 and she wants to move to 75,
I
maybe
don't
we can
honest,
put
I honestly don't know where she's at right
that, she
now.
wants to move her to 80 or
No,
75?
Christie's not a deputy currently.
She wants to make her a deputy and move her to
I see,
80.
okay.
Yeah,
And before this, the second person was capped at 75 for a long time,
yeah, yeah.
so.
Yeah, so, yeah, she's not a percentage of Karen right now.
Christie
Oh,
is not,
she's not.
no, she's just clerk.
She, right now, her salary is with longevity 50,471.48. So if she goes to 80, it'd be a $16,000 raise. Actually, it'd be
Plus
an
longevity.
almost an $18,000 raise.
Mhm.
What if she goes to 75?
I just wonder if,
Get one deputy's enough.
well, I
That's
I don't wonder, I know that moving from clerk to deputy, I'm not faulting anybody for it, but it's just, it's a way to give a raise and have somebody move up
Mhm.
the scale in that sense, and I don't think the recorder's office is the only one that would do that, it's just, I struggle with the principle of,
Yes,
Yeah,
you just have one deputy to fill my shoes if something happens to me, I get that. Beyond it, it's just, I have a hard time with,
yeah. I have a different, like, view on some of it in some departments, because like, say, the auditor's office, I will say, there's two direct. The person who's the election deputy may not know the taxes.
yep,
So in things like that, in situations like that, I think where the, more diverse
job duties.
job duties, sometimes that's okay, but, like I said, we get to decide that, so.
Well,
now
there
would
was
be the
three,
time to
there
do
was
it.
3 deputies in the auditor's office when I first came, and,
Which, and to be
Yeah,
honest, I think is wrong, but
that-
that's just me.
That,
Yeah,
that was
that's
my,
over.
that was my screw up.
That's over.
I
So
will
the-
take the blame for
the
that.
5471.78 was the current salary?
The, right now, well, this is with longevity, she makes 653,
Right now, in this fiscal year,
yeah,
what was the 471, so it's 50, 653,
as of 6/30 of 26, that's her current salary. Longevity will add $182 to that. For this year, next year will be 1,092.
so it,
So,
like, in Nick's office, which they're very clearly different departments within the treasurer's office, does he have,
well, that's one we'll have to talk about, he's talking about doing a first for that as well, but
cause currently Connie is the only deputy?
no.
No.
No, he has another
Marlis.
deputy,
No,
and Marlis is the
Marlis
deputy, isn't
is
she?
first
Yes.
deputy and.
In motor vehicle,
Yeah, and historically, I'll just say it, he was against having more than one. He only wanted one at 85, so,
right. And downstairs in driver's license, there is no deputy there,
no,
yeah,
I don't think so.
yeah.
No,
So, to answer your question, Amber, if 75 would reduce it by about 4,000.
yeah. I don't know,
I guess, I don't wanna seem like it's picking on one department, but you got a department with 4 people, correct, total?
Mhm.
Yes.
I guess I would say I don't know if I'm joining somebody or staking out my own position, I don't wanna steal it, but I guess I think one deputy's enough, and I assume Kim was doing the 85,
Yes,
and he's wanting to move
Autumn,
from,
to the 85
Right,
as the
from
first
where?
deputies. I think-
75.
I think 75.
Let me look.
She already was a deputy at
Yes, she
75, now
was.
she'd be moving to 85, where Kim was. And then
Is it-
Christie as a clerk would move up to 70.
and does she have to go that far at once?
She doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to, but
But,
Pretty standard fare.
it
well,
is.
that's where my deputy will be, because I'll only have one deputy now. And she's a first deputy, she'll take over if something happens, and she'll be at 85.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I am very comfortable with the 85 for the first one and leaving the other one at the clerk or whatever you call it, wage, I don't know.
Cause you've moved to one deputy now,
Mhm.
yeah. I tend to agree with that.
I mean, I'm not saying that I won't have another one, you know, when somebody's ready, but at this point,
Sure.
Yeah, at this point.
yeah.
And maybe this is a conversation, I just, too bad there's only 3 out of the 5 of us for that, and maybe the other, maybe the other
Every
2.
conversation is too bad.
I know.
There's only 3,
I
and I
know.
realize a lot of counties only have 3.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I just, if they have different opinions than I do, or whatever, then, or any of the rest of us, but,
Well, I mean,
we're running out of time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
but I think if we're gonna do that, I think we should ask Karen to come in and
Oh,
we tell her,
Definitely,
probably.
definitely.
If
Do
she's
you want me
here,
to-
I don't know if she's
Do you want me
here
to
today.
grab her?
Is that what?
Are you
Yeah,
ready?
that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, I think all 3 of us are thinking along
Yeah,
some of the same lines.
I am.
Why would anybody want, if you can get 85%, why would anybody want to be in charge? Does that make sense? I know that's just went out on the recording, I just, wow.
I guess it depends on the person, and what your,
Well, what's your
What's
expectations
your
are, the
expectation?
ability to,
Right, and you know, we rely on that, you know, as a board, if something.
She's around somewhere, when they see her, they're gonna tell her to come.
okay,
They're not sure where she went.
You know, it helps the board out, because if something happens, and, you know, then these offices can still run.
Right.
you know.
so the obvious question is, she'll even, you know, she'll grow into the job, or she's been there long enough that she can step into that deputy's job, and you have faith then?
Of the one that's doing it,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely,
Autumn's been there a long time.
Autumn's,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely, and I tell you.
I have no long-term view whatsoever.
as
Autumn does a good job.
And the people really like her when they go to the counter and they have her. I
Oh,
mean,
she-
honestly, I get that comment a lot
Yeah, she's a very nice lady.
about her, that she's just so nice.
Mhm.
She is.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can have that conversation when Karen comes in. You can come back to recorder then,
Yeah.
Cause that's the only thing I had with that, for me,
okay? Safety, that's fine,
yeah.
big budget.
That's, yeah, such a big one.
Sanitarian, would that be the only thing we need to ask him, is if he wants to up his revenue a little bit?
Mhm.
Changes, since we changed the fees, yeah.
So get where they're at.
2,000 and 3,000.
So there's a car for him to use, is that,
So the sheriff's office just got rid of one of theirs that went to him, so
he
he
didn't have
now,
one up till then?
he had one,
Yeah,
yes,
it was
but it was old
older
and
white pickup.
not doing as so well. So now he has, I don't even know what year it is, but one that the sheriff's office was getting rid of, so.
I vaguely remember that conversation going through here. It just, so, does that department pay the sheriff's department for the vehicle, or just,
No, we just,
It's just a transfer from one depart, I mean, not a monetary transfer, but they're just a vehicle transfer from one department to the other.
the vehicles were bought out of the
If-
same
if-
fund,
if-
it's just different departments.
Right. It's still paid for to the same place.
I'll sit here and nod like an idiot.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you paid for it, it's gonna go back in the general fund anyways, and you've already paid for it out of there, so what
Okay.
difference does it make?
Okay, alright.
In looking at his numbers for revenue, I guess maybe, I might say maybe we'll leave it the same, because it doesn't, you know, if you look at 24, 25,
Yeah.
he's not,
you know,
yeah,
so we'll
Just-
see
just
maybe
leave it,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah,
okay,
Can always
What it
adjust
looks
next time,
like.
yeah.
well, just in general, I would assume that there's, maybe it's not true, but I would assume, he said, I thought he said something today about, there's more, but that's because the septics never were there, right? If somebody wants to improve something, they have to,
Right, now it's probably more of that, because you can't just buy
yeah.
you know, you have to do the
Now you
leach
have to have the
field.
leach field, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
or something alternative to it,
right,
which is what I'm trying to do, yeah.
yeah, you
What's
have to have
that?
something,
Well, they've got different options for things, yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. I don't have anything with me if I need it, I guess.
No,
Oh,
you're fine.
Okay,
We're,
just got back from the bank.
yeah, go back to recorder here. We were just visiting about your budget, of course,
Uh-huh.
and the deputy request,
Mhm.
and the three of us, there's only three of us today, we're discussing in your, just to make sure we're on the same page, you're moving, or you'd be requesting to move Autumn from 75 to 85, and then Christie would then move into a deputy role at 80.
Yes, that was the request.
Right. The board was, I think, comfortable with Autumn moving into that first deputy role
Okay,
at 85.
okay,
As far as Christie, we were discussing the necessity of having a second deputy in your office, to begin with, and,
okay,
that's kind of a general direction. I know deputies have been reduced in other office on the floor, and wanted to know, what are your thoughts on that?
well, I guess ever since I was elected, I've had 2 deputies.
I realize that.
And I know that's, somewhere, in the code section, I had been visiting with other recorders about that, the ability to have 2, by some code section, I don't have it with me.
Sure,
If
I'm not saying it's illegal or something.
No,
yeah.
I know that, no. If one is gone, then the other one can step up and do whatever's necessary, I guess we've always kind of had 2 on hand in there, but, yeah.
Mhm.
So, I don't know where the trend is going, or what's the discussion.
Well, just the reasoning of, if something happened to you, it's good to have a first deputy to fill your shoes as the next county recorder in lieu of election or whatever would come next. Is the purpose of having a deputy. How diverse, the different duties of your office are, and I don't work in your office, so I'm not gonna,
Right.
but, is having more than one person to fill your shoes necessary? That was the discussion.
At times, I feel it is, I guess, when one of us is out, or, I don't know, I just have always had that backup deputy, maybe you could call it something else, but,
Sure,
second deputy, possibly, but, yeah, it's always kind of come in handy when one is gone, the other one isn't, to make decisions or do whatever needs to be done in my name,
or if you both are gone.
because we're both gone, yeah, it's a smaller office, but, yes.
But you'd also be available by phone call, like if,
Yeah.
you know, something
Is
needs to be decided.
The treasurer and auditor's office and the county attorney going, I mean, what's the other ones doing?
Tammy
Because
has
the
one.
county attorney only has one.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
treasurer's office?
We're not to him yet.
Oh, okay.
We're talking to you.
Yeah.
Tammy has one now.
Mm-hmm. And if she wanted to have one in the future,
We don't know. That's,
so that's why I hate to say no now, because then I probably won't get it back, that's how things kind of go.
no, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, I think this year we're just really looking at the numbers and trying just to do what we feel.
What if we
is-
kept it at 75 this year, and then just left it at a deputy and see where that goes, as far as,
I think
Well,
that would be unfair.
I think to be fair to Karen, I don't know if it is I think
I mean-
you're more correct on the lines of if either we're deciding you're gonna have
Right.
one deputy or,
just leave it the same.
and it's gonna stay that way. I mean, I
Right.
guess the future board could change it however, but, or it's not, and we're gonna continue with 2 deputies, but,
Mhm.
we're not gonna go back and forth
No,
different years on how many deputies are in offices.
it can be decided every year, I mean, every year it's a decision that's made because we do it at the time we
Right.
do the July first wages. We
Right.
certify the numbers of deputies and clerks in the departments.
And clerks too, right? We do that, yes,
Yeah.
that's all on the
Well, it's
form.
on those resolutions, I don't
Yeah.
know how that changes, but
I'm just-
we do certify those wages. And, or, you know. So I think where we're at is,
Well, it's gonna be hard it has nothing to do with who it is or what it is, it's just gonna be hard to ratchet up the salaries, that kind of money.
Of
you know,
both.
You know,
Of
both, it's just gonna be hard, so, like, I don't wanna be the bad guy, or I don't wanna speak for anybody either, but and I'm not leading this conversation, so why am I, but I just don't, my opinion is gonna be, I don't think so right now. I think, you know, you're gonna go with the one deputy at the 85, and that's where I'm at, I guess. And the others will go up the 3%
and longevity.
and longevity.
Is this a vote right now, or just, I mean?
Well,
Well, we
don't vote.
we have no votes
But we
in the
have to
budget.
decide what numbers get
Just a
put in that
consensus.
budget,
I
so.
understand, I'd be willing to say, because I know that the person is going to be in that position, would be okay with where it's at now. The 75, and then when you do decide after you've visited with all the offices, if that would change in your conversation.
I think we're just saying that your department will have one deputy.
Did you wanna finish that thought, or?
That was my thought, just, I thought you were like in the process of crunching numbers as well.
No, we're trying to finalize the numbers.
And I imagine we will go a similar direction with Nick's office as well. And I know the two board members that are missing today, I mean, we've had, this isn't the first time we've had the discussion, I have a feeling that
Mhm.
they would probably be along those same lines too, but I'm not gonna speak for them.
No,
So discussion going forward, and then we'll all know eventually when you're all finished what the whole picture is, as far as all.
Yeah,
I guess cause next week's our last week, so we want everything finalized today.
Yeah,
And, you know, it's out of our control that two people aren't here.
right, right,
Not sure it would have changed, I don't know, I can't speak for them,
I
but.
don't know. Either way, we still have a majority board here. That was our thoughts. and-
Okay, you know mine, so I guess we'll go from
Yeah.
whatever you decide to do, have a choice.
So are you needing her to change her budget then
To what,
change your budget to
Mhm.
just have Autumn at 85 and Christie at just the 3%?
3% raise.
Plus
Longevity.
longevity.
Plus longevity,
Yeah.
yeah.
okay, I will give you those new numbers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
So I'm gonna get the names wrong, Amber's the one moving to 85.
Autumn.
Excuse me. And how long has she been around, the courthouse?
No, long
Long
time.
time.
And then the second one, how long?
Autumn's been here 21
They've all
years.
been here quite some time. I think Christie
21
maybe a dozen
years.
years.
Christie, oops,
I would say we hit her
12.
10 since
Mhm.
I've been here.
12
Okay,
years.
dozen years, that was
Yeah,
pretty
you're
good.
close, yep. Okay,
So sanitarian, we said was fine, so we're at self-insurance, but that's when Doug will come up, we'll
yep.
skip that, right?
yeah,
That's fine. Sheriff,
Sheriff, I think we. I mean, there was a request to change wages for that one, but I'm not okay with that. I
For
think
which-
it's
oh,
still in here
oh,
as-
yeah, I don't know that any of us were real
Yeah,
thrilled about
which one
that.
was that? Which employee was that?
well, it was the new office
Office
manager,
manager.
well,
They were too close to each other because of
Yeah.
longevity.
but that's just, that's for the longevity.
yeah, the only big change was adding the liaison office.
Mhm.
At that split, we still haven't seen a contract or anything from the city agreeing to that split.
Okay,
Unless you guys know something I don't.
Oh, so where's that, what page is that?
That's page 5.
yeah,
Oh, I see what you're saying, cause we have the 44,326
Yeah.
in there.
Mm-hmm,
Well, we're just gonna have to go with it.
okay,
I mean, we're just gonna have to,
okay,
mhm,
and then address it if something different comes our way.
okay,
Tell me which
There's,
line you're on.
The other help, so 10305.
Page 5,
Mm-hmm. 2,000 of it is ex-op and 44,326 is the liaison. I mean, there's always plenty of room in that budget, so,
mm-hmm,
I mean, I think we're probably just gonna have to take what Roger said, aren't we?
yeah. I mean, I do think you guys need to have a document saying that.
Totally agree, but for budget purposes,
Mhm,
we just need to make sure we have that before July 1st, probably.
yeah,
mhm,
And that can only come from
mhm.
Roger and
The city.
Bo,
Bo,
right?
Mhm.
yeah, I gotta call Bo for something else, I'll mention it to him,
Yeah,
yeah,
and we just want kind of an agreement.
no,
so the budget is going up, the expenditures are going up close to 7%.
mhm,
Which is probably wages, I would say.
Yeah, 'cause
I mean, we could go through and
Because-
verbatim and see like the
Yeah.
first page, that's.
but
all
their
it is.
deputies are based on their union contract,
Yep.
so.
We're changing that.
Building repair and maintenance went up, but he kinda explained that because of the locks and stuff,
Mhm.
but it
Yeah.
still saved us money.
Right. And he did say he didn't know if he would need all of that either
Mhm.
because of the money they have been saving, but.
well, he hasn't used
Contingency for a long time.
near all his budget the last couple of years.
So do we want to maybe take it down just a little bit, like maybe 20,000?
The bottom line,
Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
just in an effort
I
to
mean-
save a little bit of money, I don't know. I know it's not much, but
mhm,
I mean, it's, could be absorbed.
I mean, Roger came in one day and said a general rule of thumb, he gives 5 to 10% back to the fund every year. Or he doesn't use is what he means by that, but,
Mhm.
which tells me that there's wiggle room.
A little bit,
And I understand
there's unexpected
unexpected things that you
obviously,
can't, you don't wanna
No.
just be at 0 all the time either, but.
but- Right. Or just leave it, I guess
I didn't have any notes on specific things that I was hoping to change.
I didn't either, I just had notes, but they weren't necessarily, they were just to explain what my items were.
Yeah. Howard, anything?
Well, we went by the liaison thing already, that was being paid for by a grant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up until,
Wasn't it?
ARPA.
ARPA, yeah.
and I said it before, I remember him saying that he had the money in his budget, he didn't, and I guess he did, because he last year he was his budget was 359 and he used 322. So, I mean, there's enough there to cover it, but that's how things bloat. I mean, we have a grant, we're gonna add a person, and the grant runs out and we don't, just. I still think there's gonna be some hard decisions coming here at the end, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think we're already kinda making some of them.
Yeah,
I mean, I think, I hear where you're going with that and stuff, but I think too, we maybe need to have conversations as far as the liaison and the benefits that they bring. And I know Roger did speak quite highly of the liaison and how they use them, and he even thought maybe, he said, hate to say it out loud, but we might benefit more, sometimes in the city, but, he did make that comment. So I mean, I would hate to not plan for it,
Marissa,
then-
yeah,
we remove something that's a benefit to our community.
well, Marissa has been very detailed in keeping track of every statistic with the job, and she was required to with the grant and everything
Yeah.
too, and it was a trial run, and she knew that too, it was a 2-year trial run, and, the amount of hours and situations that it saved law enforcement having to deal with,
Right,
it was incredible.
and especially when we've always been told we're a little low on the law enforcement people that we have, so it's kinda like that person
Yeah.
acts as a,
It has relieved a lot of time,
yeah,
and
I agree.
so
I agree with what you're
there's
saying.
no doubt that the position is beneficial. Do we have to have it? No, but it is beneficial to have it, that's where it's at, yeah. And there's been other counties across the state that have been impressed with the results of that.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're visiting in there, and I know you thought of this too, but when you have one deputy at 85 and the longevity comes in, Amber, you know this, that it
We
could
asked,
tip the scales,
well,
we asked that question and we were told that they can get it.
cause
Yes,
We did ask the attorney.
yes.
Yeah.
prior audits, that was not allowed, remember?
And the attorney,
Yeah, the attorney says
Okay.
no,
It's
it's
okay.
by base pay, not by, the 85% is base
Oh, off the
pay,
base, okay.
not longevity.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm thinking if we got one at 85 and that comes in, then there we are already in a situation where it can't be.
No,
Well, and when you consider when it goes up in like, okay, say now this year might be whatever, because it's just implemented, but
Mm-hmm.
the amount it's gonna change every year after
Mhm,
that
right.
is not that much,
yeah,
you know?
no, it's the 85%,
Yeah.
the
okay.
85% is
Okay,
base pay on
just
that.
double checking those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Since we're on the subject, I
Yep.
thought I'd pop in quick.
alright,
Nope, that's good.
okay.
Are we okay with sheriff's? I'm okay with it.
I am, yeah.
Maybe, please take the restroom.
That's a
Oh,
good idea.
Yeah, that's fine, we're almost there,
I know, we're almost there. I think we have time for just a 5-minute little restroom
okay,
run.
okay.
I'll come right back.
Okay.
Can't say a thing, you're still being recorded.
Oh, yeah, I was just thinking about things. Might grab a drink quick.
I think I might too.
while I was out there, is to have Nick come in.
I heard.
Okay.
Do we have questions there? What do we,
He was just talking about deputies. Yeah.
Running on a skeleton crew today, or?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Oh boy,
the bare minimum today.
it happened.
Waiting for Tammy to get back. I thought she was right behind me.
She was at filler cough
Oh,
up.
okay.
and is the flu and everything at the schools, has that gotten better? I mean, there was a.
I haven't really heard of it.
Like the influenza stuff,
Yeah,
or, yeah, I
there was
don't
a-
know.
There was a time when the news was, the national news, was reporting on, and I hadn't heard anything recently, I just.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay, the only thing unless there's something else in the budget too, but the only thing that we were wanting to visit about was deputies, in the office, and you were desiring, of course, someone in the tax department will move into deputy role, or somebody just in your office will move into deputy role, being that Connie, would be running for election this year,
Well,
right?
If that.
If that would happen,
I'm assuming someone will,
right,
yeah, I'm assuming she'll appoint a deputy in the tax department.
and you have budgeted for two deputies, or is that not budgeted?
So I have-
Connie's already a deputy, she's just at 80%.
Yeah,
Right, okay,
and what I was wanting to do was get her to 85.
right, okay,
And then I did read in the code, I can do that, but I can only have one first deputy,
right,
and I already have a first deputy, so.
okay,
And I am able to, move her to 85% just being a deputy,
yep,
so.
yep. Did you have plans for a second deputy?
Not this one, I thought I let
Okay.
her do that.
Oh,
You know,
But
if
he
things
has
work out.
Two already.
Oh, you already have to.
I have to.
She's a deputy, Connie's already a deputy, she's just
Yes.
at 80%, not 85%. He's wanting to
Okay,
raise
alright,
her to
now
Yeah.
I'm
85%.
following.
She's
Marlis
not
is my
a
first
first
deputy.
deputy.
Yeah,
Marlis is first deputy.
Marlis is your first deputy.
Yes.
Connie is just a deputy.
Eight.
yes.
And did Marlis go to
Oh, okay.
85 when Sharon left?
Okay. I had the two mixed
Okay,
around
that's
and, okay,
It's okay.
that makes sense, So, I mean, maybe Connie would be helpful to have the conversation too, but, going forward in the future,
You can't assume.
we can't assume anything.
Right, at this
Yeah,
point,
Yeah,
yeah.
can't assume.
And we hope
Going
it
forward, I
works
think
out.
the board is desiring that each office just have one deputy, at the moment,
First deputy.
for first deputy.
First deputy.
Well,
Cause she's already a deputy.
I could go get that in the code, because yes, it does, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, there's just one first deputy. However, in a situation like mine where I have 3 different departments, I can have a first deputy and I can have a deputy, in my tax department, even in, yeah, and things like that, and I could have those maxed out at 85%,
Sure.
Yeah,
so.
I think kind of what we've just been talking about, just trying to, save some money in the budget, and since there's longevity there, is just maybe possibly keeping that at 80.
I don't know, I tell you, she's an extremely valuable employee in my office. And I mean, I felt really bad when I couldn't get her to 85 last year, and when she became deputy, she had to step, and then, I mean, I would really like to see her at 85%.
Well, kind of what's changed as far as, because before you didn't wanna have more than one at 85%, so what's changed that makes you want to do that now, I guess,
Well,
cause that's kind of.
I don't think I ever did not want to have 2 at 85%. I wanted to, when Connie became a deputy, we did it in steps, so over 2 years. I think the first year she went to like 75% or 77 or something like that, and then up to 80. And now, I mean, it's not that I didn't want, more for her. I'd like to try to get that accomplished though. And, I mean, if things go the way I hope, you know, and she can bring a deputy in and then she can, you know, do with that whatever she would like for a percent.
I think the conversation or the reasoning from the board was just that, each office, the purpose of a deputy is that it would fill your shoes if something happened to you in the time period between
Right.
then and an election or whatever else, but, and so is it necessary to have more than one individual being able to do that? And that was part of
Well,
the discussion.
Different departments, yes, it is, I feel. Cause
So
there's
for
two different
example-
roles.
And then that's a good, I mean, that's a good argument,
Yeah.
good point, like, would Connie really not have any idea, I shouldn't say any idea, but not familiar with the duties of Marlis? And
Right.
vice versa, is
Right.
that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So, that makes sense, you know, maybe in that situation.
How long has she been at 80%?
A year or two. Yeah,
I remember us moving her up,
yeah.
was that last year?
It could have been just 1 year, cause I remember when she
I don't think it was
became-
2 years ago, I think it was last year.
Okay, when she first became, my tax deputy, that I wanted to get her at 80% at that time, but then, the board said, can we do this? So I agreed, and we took it in 2 years. Took 2 years to get her at 80%.
I do remember that conversation, yeah.
She's been here 26 years.
Yeah, she's been here 26 years.
Connie has,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
it's not like she's just fresh, I mean.
Yeah.
And going forward, if we decide whatever, we decide that 85% doesn't mean that someone moves up to that wage.
Right,
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
that does not mean that. That's, if she is elected, that doesn't mean that someone automatically
Right.
steps into that.
Correct, yeah. So, I guess that's future budget discussion,
Well, it would,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the new person takes office January.
theoretically, yeah. Well, yeah, there will be a new
Yeah.
person,
There will be a new
unless you're sticking around, yeah,
It-
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that takes place in January.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, no, that's fair, okay. Well,
So how many employees are in the tax department?
4 including me.
So you don't consider yourself part of the motor vehicle department?
Well, I oversee everybody, but I don't work in that
So
department.
there's 4 including you and the motor
No,
vehicle?
yeah, including me, yeah.
And there's 4 also in
Yeah.
the motor vehicle?
Right.
mhm. And then 2
Two
downstairs.
downstairs, yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I guess, anything we need Nick to know about this year's budget?
However you guys feel too, I mean, it's whatever, it's, if you wanna stick to the 80 or go to the 85. I mean, that was up for, that was what the discussion was, so.
I agree with you, Nick, that was the discussion, that instead of taking
Yeah.
her to 85, that it would go to 80 and then to 85,
Yeah.
as a step over a couple of years.
He said 80, over a couple of years.
Yeah, we did that.
He said 80 as a couple of years.
Oh. Oh,
You
it's,
said 80 and you got to 80, now you're,
Yeah.
now,
okay, okay,
now you want
I would like
85.
85.
alright, well, I remembered a conversation, okay,
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, that's the one where.
that was to get her to 75 and then to 80,
Yeah.
Yeah.
77, I can't remember.
or wherever she
Wherever
was,
she was.
yeah, yeah,
Took 2 years.
okay,
to get
okay.
her there.
What's the lowest a deputy ever starts at?
75, isn't it?
I don't think there is a lowest.
I don't, yeah, I'm
I
not
think you
aware
can
of
set
any.
it whatever you want,
Okay.
Yeah, you really can,
yeah.
and it's just how long
But-
it takes to get to the.
Could you have a
It- it-
60%
It
deputy?
depends what their regular wage
Okay.
is, I guess, you know.
Right.
Yeah. As the more
Typically,
building,
yeah,
yeah,
But typically clerk wages were up to 74% and deputy could start at 75, way back when.
okay,
I'm not
Yeah.
talking now, I'm going way back when,
Yeah,
and then everything kinda changed.
sure,
I think I started out 50.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did too.
were you a deputy in the office?
No.
Oh, no.
I was a deputy.
Okay,
The clerks went by percentage of the wage too,
Way back when.
so there was a kind of a step process to get back up to your max clerk, but if there's a deputy in the office, you just stayed
Yeah.
at that max clerk,
Yeah.
period. You did nothing, you didn't give any more than that.
When I started, my annual salary was, I think, 13 or 13.5.
Wow,
I started at $14,000 a year in 2004. No, 1994.
I was gonna
Okay.
say, you were before
Wait,
me and
what?
mine was 99,
1994.
yeah.
1994. Yeah, I lost a whole decade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You say-
1994 and
you
I
say
started at
14?
14,000. Yep,
I can't remember.
As a
what I
clerk?
started at.
as a clerk. Yep, and it was a percentage of the auditor's wage at that time, and I think it was 50%. The auditor at that point, I think, was making 28,000 a year.
Wow,
Yeah. Yep,
okay,
yep.
Huh.
Yep,
anyway,
anyway, memory lane.
yeah. I would tend to favor, you have a first deputy at 85 at Marlis, and I don't know, I would tend to only have favor only having one first deputy's wage. It's that way in the other offices.
I don't know how it is in the other offices.
Well, whether that's sheriff or your office only has one deputy, attorney's office.
Attorney's office is like kind of different. They-
That's a little different, but,
He'd have to have another attorney.
correct,
Cause it's
you
the-
can't just bump somebody up from the
Yeah,
clerk,
his office staff isn't like that, they're just basically clerical. You
Correct,
know, they
correct,
follow
yeah,
those
yeah.
resolutions, they don't get a chance to
No.
get above that.
Yeah, and we had conversation with Karen about it too, and
So I don't think I had the conversation was on the recording. Seriously, you know, with what you guys' responsibilities are as the head of the department, why would anybody want, if they're making 85%, why would anybody wanna move up to the full responsibility?
I mean,
Because you care about the department, I can speak
Yeah.
for myself, when I
I
did, I
think,
cared
and
about the
and
direction
I
of the
think,
department.
we have a really good crew right now, and to kinda help protect them too.
mm-hmm,
We have a good crew.
Aye.
Hello?
oh, hi, Melissa.
She must be here for
Okay.
11:30. Okay, so,
Yeah.
cause we got a couple more to get through, so
Yeah.
what do you want to do, leave it, or?
That's what I wanna do, I wanna leave it at 80.
Okay,
I'll go with the majority.
well, that is the majority. For today.
Okay.
Okay,
so Nick, I will need you to change your worksheet,
Yeah.
thank you.
thank you.
And affairs, we didn't really. I didn't,
Veterans Affairs, not much to.
no, and weed, we didn't.
What's that?
The weed eradication.
Weed
I just said
eradication.
weed. Kinda sound bad.
What are we smoking here?
We don't want any changes to the weed department.
Yeah,
So we
here's,
just gotta come back to self-insurance.
here's the first page of your budget
Oh.
allocation,
Oh,
cause I
yeah.
changed
yeah, that's right,
the
you gotta
figure.
look at them.
It's just the first page, cause I changed the figure.
Do we
Okay.
have to, we kinda looked at all these throughout this process,
Yeah.
so we don't have to do that again, right?
I don't think so.
No, I mean, there's some of them that don't have their own departments,
Right,
But-
so do you wanna?
But it's still under non-departmental.
still in non-departmental, yeah.
Was there any that you guys saw in here that you didn't want? Like, I mean, we have a new one, the suitcase,
Well, that
I'd
one's not
like
on
to
here.
give them
Yeah, it is.
Which one?
the
Oh, it is, I'm sorry.
Kossuth County Tales of Hope, I mean, they're new. The law library unit is 0,
Yeah.
so that's $1,500 saved there.
Oh, and $1,500 for this year, they're refusing it this year, so they don't need it, so,
Oh, so that's $3,000.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. A healthy harvest and increase, if we're okay with that, I guess we could just look at all.
For, yeah, oh, go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no, you're good. I mean, you know, just go on down one,
We got Chamber of Commerce, $500, excuse me,
I'm good with it.
good with that. Crisis intervention, I
Good
don't
with it.
think we can do anything about that. NICOG is what it is,
Yeah, NICOG is what. it
care
is.
team,
Care team. They do a lot. I think
16,000.
that's-
economic development, 125,000. Fair repairs, got 20 and matching funds at 5, we already talked about that. Historical Society at 7, same as last year. Library went down to 0, RSVP at 2, Western Iowa Tourism 500. Soil and Water Conservation 5,000. It's been that way for quite some time, I think. And they don't want any more than that. Kossuth County Libraries Tech Grant, 72,000. The divided payment at 207,000. And then Healthy Harvest at 2,900. And Tales of Hope is requesting 10,000, which we did not have them before.
And just a note, the fair is 25 and 5.
Yeah, the,
Oh, I'm sorry,
That's
did
okay.
I? Well, that
said-
didn't get changed.
It's changed on your new one.
No, that's my old one.
Yeah, it's there, right there.
Oh,
you,
I was looking at the requested amount.
oh,
Oh.
the requested actually was, should have been 25.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was
it's going back to the year before where it was lowered, the 5,000.
gotcha. Okay. For Tales of Hope, do you wanna do the 10,000 or a meet halfway or a different number or not fund at all or?
No, I
what?
think we should fund them, they sure do a lot, I mean, they're really working hard.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
just throwing it out there.
No,
as-
I know,
for opinion.
I'm just stating my
Yeah.
opinion, they really work hard,
Mm-hmm,
so I'd like to see us give them something.
it's our first year supporting it. Would we? Would we do 5,000? Well, I don't know, what are your thoughts, Howard?
Thanks.
Okay, alright,
I don't know, we're trying hard to hold everything down, but, I guess, maybe I had my head in the sand, 3 or 5 years ago, I never heard of the problem, and now there's a problem, but and I know the problem was there, don't get, I said that came out wrong. It's, you just, I don't know what's right, I really don't. That's what I heard at home, it was the same thing, yeah, they deserve it, they're working hard, that's what I heard at home too.
They really have turned things around, and they do really do a lot of fundraising, I mean, they work hard at it, and it's been a definite improvement, they've improved that building, they've done so much, you know, they really have. If you guys wanna lower it, I'm okay with that, I'd just like to see us giving them something. You know, and
Or leave it as it is and we can come back if we need to make adjustments too, but.
I think Tammy would prefer.
What do you think, Tammy?
I have no opinion.
It's a good way to be as the auditor.
Mhm.
Otherwise, typically the only, you know, we're just talking like, you know, the care team just asked for $1,000 more. Pretty minor throughout there. You know, Healthy Harvest, do you wanna leave at 2,900 or do you wanna go to 2,500? I know it's only like $400, but. I don't know.
Just where your priorities are, right? I mean, what do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all got our own, I guess, personal opinions on
Yeah,
what maybe we're in favor of more than
yeah.
something else, but.
I know that we gotta be pretty protective of that fund balance and stuff, I know that. So,
It's easy for me to look at it and say, well, I am more interested in this, that, or the other thing, and, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
We
so
all
sure,
have
I'd give my own money to some of this, but yeah, it's,
we all have our
yeah.
preferences, but for here, we all look out for the bottom.
Well, what about, it's not gonna change the world, what about 2,500 for Healthy Harvest and 5 for Tales of Hope for starting out this year?
I can get on board with that.
Healthy Harvest was new last year too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So new sheets again,
It's okay.
kill some more trees.
2,500, 5,000.
Is that all our changes for the discretionary?
Yep, I mean, I think so.
I think so too.
This thing that's behind there in the, it's like nothing's discretionary there,
Oh, yeah, that's what we have to
okay?
fund.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Other, I mean, the transfer station, we do budget that, but it's not discretionary if you're already bringing it out of the budget, so.
yeah. The other ones pretty much just tell us what it's gonna be,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
And that's based on population or whatever, or what is it, where is it?
Some of it is, I think, maybe.
ISAC, they just said they're going up $100, so.
But maybe the NIACOG, does that have something to do with population? I don't know.
It could.
But the transfer station, that's just a really good thing, I know I use those bins over there all the time.
Civil Defense Fund,
Mhm.
why is that $35,000? That's the bulk of it, what is that?
Where, oh, you mean what's their change? Their change basically stems from the EMPG grant possibly going away. So every year she get, and clear back before even Dave Penton probably, there was a grant. They've talked very heavily about this going away, so we may not get that revenue. She has stated if it does change and she does indeed get that money, she won't request that full amount.
Okay, I heard that, I understand that, so what is this general and real basic fund allocation? it's just where it's coming from, that money's already in the budget that's back at, under civil defense, or back
It
here.
comes out of general basic too, and it's paid to the civil defense fund. So, and basically what happens is, and I think it's still a requirement, Tammy, that, the civil defense, or I shouldn't say civil defense, emergency management, there is we have to specify on the tax statements what is allocated to emergency management, and even cities do. So if cities say give 500, or I don't know their dollar amounts, it has to be on that property tax statement what's allocated to emergency management.
Alright,
Good enough. Well, we got through the whole book.
We did accept finishing
Self-
self-insurance,
self-insurance.
but honestly, I think we're there,
But even with that discussion, it's not gonna take long.
no, and
So-
so, yeah, we did good.
We did really good.
that's not very.
Depends if Melissa's got a 5-hour presentation.
6.
6?
Oh, darn.
I gotta leave at hour 5.
Alright.
Sorry.
Yeah, we did good. I'm happy with this.
You got any other questions for us, Tammy? Things you need clarification on?
I don't think so.
Okay,
The only thing I'd like to see is, because anything we do in self-insurance, those numbers should stay pretty much there, shouldn't they, as long as so I would like to see the fund balances, kind of a before, and then if we swap that around and after to see what it does for, what we talked about.
Yes,
the
I can do
insurance.
that.
Yep, so if we can just see the before and then, and with the tax levies, what the dollar amounts on, or levy amount is on those sheets.
Yep.
Yep,
Do you want that today or next week?
I'd like to see it today, but,
Okay, I don't, like before we,
oh, you still have some changes, don't you?
Yes.
Never mind, I
I mean,
forgot.
I
You
have
did
some
change
changes to make, but, not a lot. I mean, I could probably email them to you this afternoon
Yeah,
so that
Yeah.
you know for next week
yeah,
where we're looking.
because about the only thing that I can see that we might change is if we can flip-flop some of those funds so that maybe we don't have to raise any of the levies.
I agree.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's,
I can do that.
okay, yeah, I forgot, we did make changes today, so.
yeah.
Just a few things.
Yeah.
It won't take too
Yeah,
long.
all good.
That'll be fine. Okay, well, it is 6 minutes till 11:30.
We have to wait for that.
Yes.
We do have to wait for that. Time listed on the agenda. How's
Good
Melissa?
job, guys. You did a good job.
How's that baby of yours?
Baby's doing really well.
Yeah, getting big?
Yeah, definitely is. He's in 24-month size clothing at
Aw.
11 months, so,
Aw.
or at 13 months, I'm sorry.
Crawling
I
yet,
lose track
maybe?
of months.
Are you getting?
Oh, he's definitely crawling. Actually, last night I got home from work and walked through the door and he stood up and he kinda took a step and then fell into me and, it just, he's just trying to start walking,
That's
so.
so fun.
Yeah,
And then once they do, you never sit again.
Then it's- yeah.
I'm sure once they started crawling, you're like, yep, never sit either, but,
you realize how non-baby proof your house is.
yeah, right?
And any little thing they can get their hands on, they will.
Yep,
I said sentences as a parent I never thought I'd say, like, quit eating the coffee table. Stop, like, that's not something you say.
yeah. Stop licking the window.
Yeah.
You knew we were having another one.
No.
Yeah, March 30th.
Oh, so very soon. Do you know what you're having, or?
We don't, nope. Yeah, they'll be about 14 months apart, so.
That's perfect. My sister and I are 14 months apart.
Oh.
We're best of friends.
There you go.
Not so much as kids, but as adults,
As adults, you grew into it.
best of
Yeah.
friends.
Did you grow up in Spencer area?
Milford,
Milford? Oh, okay.
yeah. But I paused because when I grew up, my dad was in the military, so
Oh.
so we moved,
Moved a little
we
bit.
were stationed
quite a few places before he got out, and so before we moved to Iowa, my grandparents are from Iowa,
Okay.
they lived in Emmitsburg and Lorenz, but yeah, so we moved from like Watertown, New York to
Okay.
Iowa. It was a big culture shock.
I'm sure,
So,
I'm
yeah.
sure. So you went to high school in Milford?
Yeah.
Okay. What branch your dad serving?
Army.
Okay.
Was shy of, he got out at 18 years, he got injured. And so he served the last two, he did National Guard in Spencer.
Okay.
And finished out his 20 years so he could retire, but he was in Somalia and he was in Germany and somewhere else, I can't remember, but yeah.
Interesting experiences, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, Panama, that's
Okay.
when I was 5, 6, we lived in Panama during Operation Just Cause, which
Okay.
was kinda neat because when they just, they got that guy from like Venezuela or whatever,
Okay.
that guy, that was on the 36th anniversary of the same day they got Noriega, which I was in Panama when they got Noriega, which was kinda cool, so.
Okay.
That was kind of a fun thing to
Yeah.
recall.
You miss your Care Connection board at all?
I do. I just came over from Palo Alto County, so I just was there,
Oh.
saw Craig, and I'm going through all the boards, and I'm leaving like the counties that I know the best kind of towards the end, just cause I was like, they know me, I've called,
Sure,
talked to you,
yeah.
so. Got out, basically I have this, Clay County, and Wright County, and then I've
Okay.
gotten all 14 of them, so.
Okay.
And then we'll start it again soon, make another round.
Where is your office at now?
It's in Spencer, so.
But not in the courthouse anymore.
No, so our navigators have a spot in the courthouse, so we
Okay.
reuse the space again.
Okay.
But like, so I can work from my house,
Oh,
and so, cause I just need to be at a computer anywhere, so I mainly have my home office, but I still spend a couple days in the courthouse just cause I can. And
Sure.
So I like to, I'm too social, I have to be around people.
yeah.
So my cat doesn't like to hear me talk that much, so. But yeah, Marley, she's on here, so she could not be here today, she sent her regards. She, is in Humboldt this morning at another thing, but she's our, I'm the district lead and she's their navigation lead, so she's in charge of all the district navigators for District 2.
Well, and it's 11:30, so you can
Probably.
tell us whatever you like.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whoops,
Oh,
excuse me.
sorry.
That's all right.
Yep, I gave you the right one. Do I need to, do I need to?
Who draws these lines?
Right. Well, thank you so much for having me. My name is Melissa Lear, so I've met some of you, know you, some of you I have not met before, but I am the district leader with Iowa Primary Care Association. That is the administrative service organization for behavioral health. I'll explain that. Prior to this, I was the CEO of Care Connections of Northern Iowa, so with the Mental Health and Disability Service region that Kossuth was part of for the last 5-6 years, I believe. So spent time working with Tammy, and Carter was on our board for several years, and Donnie Loss was on there before that when I first started. So have a good experience working in Kossuth County, and worked here for several years. And as I said, so far I live in Spencer, so I'm up here in Northwest Iowa. as well, and I've been doing social work for like the last 18 years, so somewhere in the mental health field. So I'm here to talk to you today about the changes. So July 1st, we had a big change. Mental health and disability service regions dissolved June 30th, and they stood up administrative service organizations and disability access points. I'll talk a little bit about disability access points just because it kind of puts the picture together, but it's a little bit different than what we did, and it splits out a little bit different than what we've done in the past. So the administrative service organization, I'll start with a couple things. So I handed you this one because I like the map on the bottom there. That map, you can see that that's divided out into 7 districts across the state of Iowa. So last year during all of the, how long do I have real quick? I just want to make sure
You don't have a,
okay, I'll stay, am I your last thing, so you're gonna wanna get out of here as soon as I'm done, okay. So,
For lunch anyway.
for lunch, okay, if I'm the thing that stands between you and lunch, then I know my role.
Yep.
Alright, so with the 7 districts here, the state for a period of time looked at how to redistrict, and how to do that. So lots of time and action and energy went into that. Each district is about 14 counties. They're vastly different though, as far as that goes. The county size, the county is the same as far as numbers, as far as the number of counties. Difference though, District 2, we have 180,000 in our population. We're the most rural, most geographically rural district. District 7 has 1.8 million in theirs, so that's a big difference. And we'll talk a little bit about that and how that is. So just to kind of level set you with that, so that's what District 2 is. So I'm in charge of District 2 as far as the administrative provider relations, I'd say. Anything that has to do with kind of provider relations, billing, data, anything like that, that would be kind of go at my level. Our lead service navigator, system navigator is Marley Kossuth. So Marley was with the region prior. And she did our navigation and did case management services, and so it's a really good fit for Marley to oversee some other individuals. In District 2, there is, I want to say, 3, 4, 5 total district navigators that cover that, and I'm going to talk about system navigation in just a couple minutes, so I'll get to that. So since July 1st, big things, so made the transition over, so I shut my computer on June 30th. And there's a few more things for the region that got finalized. We had a few more staff that stayed on, but then I started with Iowa Primary Care on July 1st. It's been a great transition, and I absolutely love it, and I'm really, really encouraged about what's to come. So some of the things that the Administrative Service does is they are overseeing the Behavioral Health and Crisis Network. And so we're talking about individuals that need behavioral health, both mental health and substance abuse. And so kind of overseeing that. For a long time, the state of Iowa put mental health dollars over here and then put substance abuse dollars into here and gave those out into different categories. And they never really talked, they never really had to interact with each other. And so, but we were duplicating things, and there was a lot of issues with that, and we know that often people have co-occurring issues. So it made sense to do that. So there was some legislation that was passed that did that. So that opened up the ASO, that went up for procurement. They set the districts, and then they said, all right, you can bid for it. Iowa Primary Care bid for the whole state. They did receive the procurement with that. And so each district has a district leader. They have district staff that goes into there, and then they have individuals at the state level as well that provide some additional resources. Some of those resources that look different than what the region had was, again, the navigation looks a little bit different. But Iowa Primary Care has a pharmacy consultant, so they all work for us, but pharmacy, they have crisis, they have recovery, they have prevention and early intervention. So really looking at the continuum of care from birth to death, really, looking at how do we serve individuals and how do we provide the best services. In the world before behavioral health, we focused on some of that, but it wasn't really our purview necessarily to go into that level of detail. So there's sophistication in each layers of these continuums that they are actually devoting energy, time, and resources to. So I find that really, really encouraging as we move forward. The other thing that I just spent a couple weeks doing is across the state, all of the regions had contracts with entities. So example, exceptional opportunities here. Care Connections would have a contract with them. Another region, a couple counties over, may have a contract with them as well. It might look the same, but it might look a little bit different. What the state did was, in Iowa PCA, said, we're gonna take all those contracts that exist across the state, we're gonna do one contract with Iowa Primary Care, because we don't have different regions or anything anymore. So that streamlined from all the contracts to about 128 across the state now. And so, example, like our Unity Points that have clinics all over, it's one big contract now instead of multiple ones. It really makes it administratively a lot easier to do that, and the entities have loved it, because they have, regions were pretty good for the most part about saying, this is the data, this is the information we want, but it's always a little bit different, right? Anytime it's a different payer, it can look a little bit different. So having one payer source has been really nice for them. Been going out and meeting with a lot of providers, because the district assessment is the next big thing we need to do. That really carries us forward. From July to now, what I would say that we had a steady state. Like, don't break it, move it, and we'll work on it as we move. The one thing that I've heard providers talk about since the change, and that they're very happy about, is they're getting paid. And so that's really good, because there's a lot of worry, like, will they get paid in the system? What's gonna happen? That's the one thing they've said, is that that's been working very, very well. So we're really glad to see that that transitioned over, the payments are working, and that's doing well. Along with that, with that crossover and change, not a lot of other things have changed. They're working on it, but like in the jails, they still, the regions had flow state or ITP in the jails, and I believe you guys have flow state in your, I think maybe they changed that. I'll have to double check. And in the hospitals as well, have that ability so that they can have access to a psychiatrist. Iowa Primary Care still pays and reimburses, pays for that contract for individuals. The other thing that Iowa Primary Care does that is the same as the regional space, and that way, is pay for commitments. And so if it is, same thing, if it was a mental health commitment or a co-occurring, that can come to Iowa Primary Care because it's co-occurring. What is a little confusing is if it's just solely substance abuse, it still gets paid by the county. I get asked that question, why, if they took over. So the way that Iowa code is written, 229 and 225, substance abuse is identified in the Iowa legislature to be paid by the county still at this time. I think one day that legislation will see it change and kind of get cleaned up, but as of right now, that is what that says, so that's why there's a delineation on how that works. For the most part, I think the civil clerks get those sent over and get those filed and get reimbursed through Iowa Primary Care, but that's just one of those little differences. Attorneys are also submitting bills to Iowa Primary Care, Sheriff's Office for transportation. Any of those commitment fees can be sent over, and Iowa Primary Care has been paying those. So those are things that have kind of stayed the same. The one thing, like I said, I've been doing is I've been going out and meeting with a lot of providers. So meeting with contracted and non-contracted. And so having some long conversations with them, we have a series of questions for guided conversations that we have with all of our providers, as well as there's been lots of surveys that have gone out to the community, stakeholders, things like that. So between the surveys, the conversations, and the data pulls, the state, Iowa Primary Care, the state is working on district plans. So I have been doing that. I'm really happy I'm here today because that took me out of writing that for the last week. So been gathering lots of information on that and getting that pen and paper and getting it down right now to be able to say, okay, what have we learned in District 2? What is the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how do we address that? What I'm really encouraged about moving forward is that it's in partnership with HHS, and so we have their ability and their resources as well to work with. And so when I talk about navigation, the three biggest things that they've seen for calls is mental health, substance abuse, and housing. Well, we know we have a place in substance abuse and mental health, but housing, that's not really Iowa Primary Care's scope, you know, to be able to provide housing, but we see that as a lot. We can work with our partners at HHS, Iowa Finance Authority, Housing, HUD, different things like that, and work with our communities and the different entities to talk about housing. We have the data, we have more information rather than anecdotes and analogies to talk about this now. We can really provide that, again, provide that link back to legislation and be able to hopefully advocate for additional legislation and additional funds to support and secure individuals and communities that need that. So I'm really encouraged about, I guess, just the tie-in that brings. And again, the level of sophistication that I've seen in Iowa Primary Care, strategically, they're very, very they're just very strategic at the things that they do and make, you know, I would say wise choices and invest wisely into the things. And so they're really people-centered. Iowa Primary Care started as, they're an association for federally qualified health centers. So I like to think of them as the ISAC of federally qualified health centers. And essentially, we have a couple qualified health centers, like Spencer just opened one, Fort Dodge has one. And so they have been in the business. They're a clinic that has behavioral health, mental health, or behavioral health, dental, physical health. So they've tapped into that world and really wanted to expand what that would look like and being able to kind of put that into primary care. And so that's part of why they chose this endeavor to move forward. And again, I think that the things that they're doing, they're really looking strategically across the state. How do we do it so that it makes sense and that it's equitable as we move forward? That being said, but yet our resources and our allocations are a little bit different here. We may need things different in our areas. So let me do this. Let me stop real quick, see if you guys have any questions, and then I wanna talk to you a little bit about system navigation, cause that's a really cool thing that I think is the coolest.
So where's your money, your money's coming from the state?
It's appropriated, yep. So back in the day, about actually not even that long ago, 2022, I think FY 22 or FY 23, before that it was a property tax levy. And so, but they were capped at really weird rates. And so we set a property tax, and so for several years that was set. And then 22 or 23, it was a hybrid. So the state says, we're gonna put in like $15.84, the county's gonna chalk in the other $17 to make it like $30 per capita. And that's what you're gonna run it on. And then it became a state appropriation, like $44, $45 per capita, and that's what you got allocated for your region. When the state took over, it became an appropriation, and so that's depending every year now what that will look like. So legislation sessions will always be a little interesting to see, you know, what they get allocated. And that really changed. When that changed as far as the property taxes, because it was property taxes, we had a board of county supervisors. When that money changed, the governance board became a little bit more diverse as far as advisory went. And then I think once the money, there was some allocations the way the regions had, they had to do some spend downs. Once we got to those spend downs and we got to like a 5% end balance, the state took over. So I think it was kind of working down to get regions to kind of close out. But so system navigation, that is the coolest thing. Marley could not be here today. She, like I said, she's in Humboldt County, along with the other navigators. They're doing a presentation down there today. So she sent her regrets, but system navigation, this is a little bit of a flyer on that. So with the different districts across the state, each district has their own set of navigators. So what you can do, and then the flyer that I'm giving you is a direct number write-in. So what we have two ways into navigation. If I'm a provider, so I'm gonna just act like I work for Exceptional Opportunities, or I'm you even, let's just put you guys in that same boat. Someone needs help, they've called me, they're looking for resources, I don't really know what to do, we can call this number. And so we want people that are either in a helping profession, provider, we say, to use this direct line. And they can call in and they can directly dial 2 to talk to someone in District 2 and get to a navigator. They can go in and they can just start, you know, talking about what their needs are, things like that. What our navigators will do is they will visit with the individual on the phone, they will assess their needs, and they'll visit with them to talk about what referrals are appropriate. So whether that's therapy referrals, whether that is different resources, funding opportunities. We've gotten calls. This was a little bit out of the normal, but someone wanted to find a realtor in like the Philippines. Okay, that's not really mental health related, but if it feels like it will help you, they Googled a few things and provided a few resources. So it's gone all over. You know, you gotta train people how to use it, right? But ultimately, I mean, what's hard to define is what's mental health, right? If I'm homeless, does that affect my mental health? Yeah, it kind of does. So they're really answering questions with anything that's, you know, medical or non-medical related that really does impact that. And they're really, really good at what they do. What I find fascinating is what they're doing right now is they're both on the phone and they're in person. So as capacity is building, and we're getting more and more navigators hired across the state, I think the goal is to have about 60. The goal is to get them placed. So first start, July 1st, because there wasn't any money that really came into Iowa primary care before July 1st. So they had to really start kind of lean and get the money and start going. So all the navigators are working on getting placed out in the community several days a week. So in Clay County, they have like 2 days of office space. And as we get navigators and we like figure out, we're doing MOUs and things like that to get them placed out in the community so they can have walk-in traffic as well. Phone has been working really, really well. We've been getting lots of calls and people are enjoying that service as well. I was a little skeptical, I think, phone, but people are really utilizing it. What they can do is they can work on anything with them over the phone as well. Medicaid applications, they can sit down, pull up the application with someone, ask them the questions, walk through those applications, housing applications. That is probably a pain source for a lot of social workers. That I would say is you have someone come in that needs help with Medicaid application, they're hard. I have a college degree and they're hard. I guarantee if you had to do one, they're hard and there's a lot of things you need to know. So it's really nice to have someone that has that expertise that can help you walk through it. So they can do that as well, and then they follow up. What they don't do is they don't just hand you a number and say, good luck, call that and call me back if you need anything. They do closed loop referrals, so that means they're checking in with the individual, they're calling with them if they would allow them, calling on behalf of them. They don't do things for them. We don't believe in enabling people, but we definitely believe in working with individuals to get them to where they need to be. Then they follow up and check in on them. Did that service work out how you expected? What good, bad, what do we need to do? Do we need to reconfigure something? And then over a period of time, once that individual feels that they're ready, they can go ahead and close that case out. And it's not really a case, but then the person can call back anytime and ask for additional resources or assistance. It does not have to be a person that, it can be anyone. I can have Blue Cross Blue Shield and I don't know who takes my insurance for behavioral health. My child just experienced their first, mental health episode. What do? I need information and resources about it. This number is that first stop to get you there, and they will direct you to the right place to go, and they'll navigate to make sure you get there. What I also really like about it is that schools, it works great for schools. If you think about it, a guidance counselor or teacher may run into something in the hallway, have to walk into class and go, I don't have time to deal with that. They can give a call during their break or whatever to this navigator. Hey, I have a family that's kind of going through this, this, and this. I need some ideas, I need some help. That navigator can work on that, email them, call them back, provide resources. Even if that family member or any person says, hey, I've reached out to Sally here, Sally would really love to get a call from a navigator. Our navigators will go ahead and pick up that call as long as they've got permission and that they know that the call's coming. They'll call Sally and say, hey Sally, so-and-so called me, what's going on, what can we do? And they work on that. So it's a very low barrier. It doesn't matter what insurance you have. Anyone, I always say, anyone and their mom can call, and we hope that they do and ask for information. We'll give that information, and we'll connect you where resources exist. And so really it's connecting back into our community, I heard you guys talking about, like maybe connecting them to the care team, connecting them to a service that is, with Upper Des Moines or your community action agency. Maybe that is for maybe a bank. We've gotten individuals that are gonna be foreclosed on and they need help with just navigating some banking things. Well, what banks can help you with that? What legal aid can help you with that? So there's a lot of things that can be assisted with. What I find interesting as well that I wanted to share is that there's two numbers. So if you see it publicized, you'll see Your Life Iowa. So if you see anything, you'll see this Your Life Iowa number a lot. And it's this 855-581-8111. That is the same number, it's the call center. It's the same thing as 988. So if I'm calling the suicide or crisis line in the state of Iowa, it's gonna ring to Your Life Iowa in Iowa. And they're gonna pick that up and they're going to answer the phone. They're gonna do a crisis screening immediately on the phone with you to determine whether or not you're safe. If you are suicidal or at risk of that, in danger to yourself or others, they're gonna wanna visit with you to dispatch mobile crisis to you or medical beds if needed. If they do assess you and you need additional information resources, they'll visit with them and then they'll give them the option, all of them, to go over to navigation. It's a warm handoff between those individuals. So when they want navigation, they'll connect them with someone right in their district. And then they will take that call seamlessly as well and say, hey, this is what we're going to do. I want to pass off Sally to you. Sally needs this, this, and this. And then they'll make that call, they'll follow up with them. And so, if that person by some chance gets escalated and has crisis on the phone, our navigators are trained, they can make sure that they get mobile crisis and get all of that, worked out back with that counselor and kind of work together on those. So it's really working on a seamless transition and handoff. Our navigators work 8 to 4:30, so if it is after hours, they can leave a message and they will call them back the next day. The reason why it's 8 to 4:30 is because we are not crisis. This is early, if you think about it, this is early in identification and navigation. So we don't want people to call us in crisis because they're in crisis. There's additional resources and services in crisis. You need mobile crisis, maybe you need law enforcement, you need to go to a hospital at that time. We wanna get you to that right, safe places immediately. So this is gonna be for those experiences after that. We have gotten calls from law enforcement officers saying, hey, I've gone on multiple calls, I don't know what else to do anymore. I know you guys have Marissa in your community, which is a huge asset. This doesn't replace Marissa in any way, and so the awesome thing is that Marissa is like your boots on the ground, she knows that she can be there immediately, right? The really cool thing is, where I can see is Marissa can use this as her lifeline as well. When Marissa has so many things to do, or whatever, she can call this number and she can hand off some of that and say, okay, help me find this, help me research this, let's do this together. What I also find out, and I know that a lot of county attorneys and a lot of law enforcement, they're looking for substance abuse beds, a lot. They can help do that legwork, help them find inpatient beds. They can't place anyone in an inpatient bed, but they can help determine, oh, you know what, they have access to the state list to see where maybe beds are open, so where to call and provide those services. So navigation can really do a lot of things. They're connected all across the state, so there's a statewide chat. All of the districts, all of the navigators are talking, and like, if my phone was on right now, you just hear it go bing, 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 all day long, because they're constantly, I have this, I'm looking for this resource, what does this look like? And so, not only do they have a ton of knowledge and information, because, think about it, they hired a lot of new people across the communities, and so they came out of these providers, they were doing that work as well, and so they have firsthand knowledge and experience, and there is intense training as well to continue to keep that knowledge. They have outreach that they need to do in all of the communities, so that they have a personal relationship in the communities, as well as gain that understanding of what's happening as well. And we wanna hire people that are as close to home as possible. We want people that work in the district providing that. But the nice thing is that if by some chance all of our District 2 navigators were on the phone or they were out, that call will ring into another district. So you may get someone from another district and you can either speak to them, they can help you navigate, or you can leave a message and you can ask to, be routed back. I love that though, because a lot of hospitals will call and say, we have a person that's discharging to Council Bluffs. I know nothing about Council Bluffs. Great, I'm gonna dial District 4 and I'm gonna hit that, and then I can link into someone in the Council Bluffs area and really get that expertise. And so Wild Regions did I think a really fairly good job, and as a CEOs were very connected into the work that we did and really wanted to align in a lot of things. It was really hard, just the system was not built to align in that way that it was done before. The funding, I'm learning so much as I move into this. I'm learning about how that funding works and just the requirements with the substance abuse funding and the federal money. And so it's a big lift to get it all moved over, and it's gonna evolve for several years as well. It'll always evolve. But I think we'll see a lot of evolution in the next couple of years really as they're getting up and ramped up. Like I said, year one, move it over, don't break it. I think we're gonna see things, not a lot of change. We're assessing, we're looking at things. I think over the next couple of years, you're gonna see those adjust and change. So, it's a long runway to get up off the ground. And so, we're off the ground and we're moving, but, we still got a long way to go. And as we know better, we do better. So we should always be changing and evolving as we move. So, that being said, that was a very fast version of everything, and so I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, and I will for sure leave my card as well, so I'm only a phone call away. I absolutely love coming to Algona, it's my favorite town to come to, so anytime you want me back, I will be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
having me, I will leave my cards as well.
Very important.
Yeah.
I know you have it, cause I know we've emailed, but
Thank you.
I'm gonna just give it to you anyway. The back of this also has a QR code. And the QR code is really helpful. I really like our website. It has good toolkit information, it has billing information, flyers, things, anything you can, you can think of, it's there, and so, oh, and I know the other last thing I wanted to share, for representation, so on our advisory boards, we have advisory boards, we don't have governing boards, but each district has an advisory board. Bo Miller is on our advisory board, so we have it's 10 members, we have 4 law enforcement officers, which really speaks to who we're working with, right, and the needs. So, John King from Palo Alto is on it, Sheriff Raveling from Clay County, Sheriff Luke Fleener from Webster County, and then Chief Bo Miller is on it as well. So great representation from Northwest Iowa. You have, as I will always say, I think Chief Miller and Roger have always been great champions. They've always been wonderful to work with, and really, I'd say, this community has always been wonderful to work with, and your law enforcement embraces that, and we really, I think, work well together. So glad to continue to work with that relationship. So yeah. All right.
Thanks
Well,
for
thank
being with
you.
us. Yeah, good to see you.
Enjoy lunch.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you too.
You know where I'm going?
Pete
Yeah.
Mel.
That
Could've
chicken sandwich is
guessed that,
calling my
yes.
name. Yeah. Thank you again.
Yep, see you
Yeah,
later.
thank you.
Okay, well, it is about noon. We need to finish the self-insurance discussion.
Yeah, we can just have that final talk.
I don't know how long that will take, but do you wanna call Doug and see how much time he's thinking it will?
I can go.
I mean, if it's gonna be 15 minutes, then we might as well do it and be done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Still here?
agree.
Does he leave?
Sometimes.
Just depends on the day.
Did I have the right number? 101?
Yep.
Hi Doug, Howard calling again. We're down to the self-insurance and we're wondering how long you think we're gonna spend there and if you, should we come back, should we stick around, what do you think we should do? You don't think it's gonna take very long? Come on up, I guess. Sure? I'll try it quick. Okay, yep.
grab my water, I'll be right back. I'll try to beat it.
She's probably gone
Oh,
already.
Donna. Well, she's expecting me to call her sometime too. Oh, she had something at 11:30.
Yeah, she's not
A
answering.
meeting.
Leave a message.
I think it was, yeah, cause I think, because we're gonna talk about how to explain to the employees in that meeting, when he wants to.
Sure.
Oh, say that again, I missed those.
Doug said something about having to decide
Oh,
like
yeah.
how we explain to the
Yep,
employees. So
yep.
that's probably why he would like Donna to keep it.
You think Donna's meeting was gonna last long where she was going?
I
You have
don't
no
know.
idea.
I don't know, do you got her text? If you text her? I mean, I got her text if you don't.
Oh, I did.
You made it.
I made it.
Did you run?
Mm-mm. I don't run.
Yeah, for Donna for a number, I'm not gonna text, I'm gonna call. It's now or never, right?
341.
Hi, Doug.
Okay,
11:47.
not get hold of Donna?
No.
No, you're gonna call her quick.
I know she had a meeting at 11:30, so.
Yeah,
She may be at it there, so.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. I think today she's gone. Isn't today is granddaughter's birthday? She was having a tea party.
She told me yesterday she'd be here all day.
Or maybe it was last week then. I know there was a Tuesday she was having a tea
Donna's
party.
Howard. We're talking self-insurance, are you home, around, or available? Okay, we'll wait for you. Thanks.
What'd she say?
3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that was literal, or not, I assumed it was.
It's 30 seconds after noon.
I'm not gonna type her.
We'll see.
And I was giving her 3 or 4 seconds.
So what are the things that we're needing to discuss then today, or?
Well, how are we going to get this word out to
Message
the
out?
to the employees and all, so that they can, make, or listen at least, and be instructed of what is there.
So I don't even know if this is out of line or not, did we can start this in the middle, we can start this in the middle of the year?
Right, and Donna and Tammy and I sat down, was that Thursday afternoon?
I think so.
Yeah, it was Thursday, we had our department head meeting, and I went over this with the department heads, and naturally, there was a lot of questions that were asked, good questions.
You asked them to put them together and email, write them down and email them to.
Right, yeah. So, I mean, we need to compile that list, and we need to somehow offer, in my mind, offer some sort of a, explanation of what's going on, so that employees can make a decision for themselves. And who should be doing that?
No doubt I'm confusing conversations, but did you think you could combine your safety meetings April 24th or something?
That's with the road department.
Right.
Yes.
Did you think you could do that at that meeting?
Yes.
So that would take care of,
40, approximately 40.
Employees.
So,
We would just need to have some other event or occasion for.
well, you're gonna have to have
educating.
multiple in case
Yeah.
somebody can't be there too, but.
right, and to be honest with you, I think you might disagree with me, Tammy, but some of our road department employees, it'd be good to have their spouses with them as well, to listen to
Yeah,
this thing. And that might be true of other employees that are receiving benefits.
What's your thought on how to accomplish that?
Well, it can be accomplished, but some of the employees that may or may not be doing this don't seem to, when the board looks at us, they don't necessarily, understand that when this extra work comes about, we do what's best for Kossuth County, but then it seems like we're not appreciated very much when you start talking about, wages and salaries and comparing to other people. We get work thrown on us, and why should we do it?
I heard you.
Got it,
Pardon me?
got it,
Okay.
I get what you're saying,
I mean, this is,
well, I always have, so.
yeah, I mean, this is an example. It's not as simple, I don't know, and I know Howard heard it, but I think it was Thursday morning, the Algona School District, they have some questions that need to be answered on health insurance. But they also, Superintendent Carter, they have a broker that's gonna be helping out. And I'm sure there's some sort of cost associated with that.
no doubt, yeah.
This is kind of one of those examples where, you know, the extra work falls, I mean, I'm sure Donna does some, I don't know how you guys do the work, whatever, but, you know, I know that you do a lot of work from the self-insurance
Well,
fund.
I mean, Donna is gonna be involved in this. So,
We don't pay anyone for helping with insurance. Probably never.
Not that I'm
I don't
aware
know,
of.
I don't know if we ever have,
No,
yeah. 'Cause-
it's always been taken on, but then
Yeah.
that was, you know, previous conversation, one of the things
And
that,
it takes time.
one of the things, reasons why I stated what I did earlier today.
Hold on.
Hi. You did great.
I did great.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
I don't
It
know,
was more than 3
it
minutes.
was closer to 6.
It was more than 3 minutes. I was
a little bit
kinda,
over 6 minutes.
I know,
That's all
no, I
right.
was like, I should've said 5. I don't know why I
Oh,
said
you
3.
said
not
3.
gonna hold you.
I don't know why I said 3. That's a weird number.
Well, it's no different when you say, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Well, I knew it'd be
Not
more
really
than a
on one.
minute. That wind slowed me down.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a dangerous thing.
It's, look at
Sure.
those flags, yeah.
When you go across the street, I'm gonna die someday because my hair is in my face.
Oh, you can get a cut.
I could. What are we doing, self-insurance? What are we talking?
Oh, we're talking a little bit about how we're going to inform employees and some of the extra work that it's gonna require in order to inform employees and questions and answers and, just visiting with the department heads and wondering how the board is thinking how they wanna implement it. Or how they wanna do this work.
Well, I started doing a frequently asked question list. Now I gotta find it. I'm just putting it in a pile with insurance. Hopefully it's here. But I think that that's a minimum, and then I think we have something, an informational meeting prior to open enrollment, so people have time to process and think. I don't think it's gonna, I mean, I know we've historically had speakers come and speak at open enrollment, but I don't know that that's gonna give people enough time.
Were we thinking we want Michelle at this?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not just feeling that
So then you're
I-
talking prior to July 1st, right?
Oh, yeah, prior to
Oh, yeah.
May.
Prior to me.
But,
Probably,
so you have, so,
probably the end of March,
Maybe
we
March.
prepare.
so you do and then open enrollment is always at that time frame, or?
Right, we have, at 60 days prior to the new enrollment
Fiscal year.
period, so we usually do it, well, the secondary roads meets April 24th, so we've tried to offer it to them April 24th, and then that first week or second week in May. We've done it a little bit later, cause we were still waiting on decisions, but if we have a decision, I would say end of March, first part of April, or mid-April, to give them information so that have time, you know, and open it up so if spouses wanna attend. We've done that for open enrollment, occasionally we get a few, but if we're making a change of this
I know.
magnitude, I think we need to.
Morning session and an afternoon session?
We've done
Just
morning-
Depending on how many
Morning
come.
and afternoon, and then we've tried to do like for shift workers.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Just hasn't worked really well. If we're really,
Last time, no, it was either sign up or you weren't gonna do it, right?
and we
And
didn't.
you didn't do it.
Nobody signed up, so that we didn't do it.
One thing that needs to be answered is the quarterly carryover. Right now, that is offered as in our standard insurance. It will not be part of the high deductible health plan. And
Because it can't be?
it cannot be, no, the way I understand it.
For a high,
For the high deductible.
high deductible plan.
So-
Currently, for our fourth quarter carryover for our insurance, usually from October until December, it carries over the deductible to start the next next year.
So then if somebody wants a high deductible plan, it does start July, or it would start in January?
Starts in July.
It would, that
How
would
does
be
that
carried,
work? How does that work?
and that's their record keeping.
Is that one of those questions, like say a
But the-
person already met their deductible
But
on
the
the
deductible
traditional?
is supposed to roll.
It rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
She answered that,
Deductible
it
rolls.
rolls.
So, okay,
So that's,
okay, that's good.
I think that's
On
answered.
June 30th.
On June 30th.
Yeah.
We won't, they wouldn't be obligated to start over, but they would have to grow to whatever the new deductible is. But I think that's
Okay,
important,
that's very important, yeah.
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 It's like,
That's good.
Michelle did say that fourth quarter carryover is not typical any longer.
yeah, okay.
That's been eliminated on most plans.
You know, even when we used to personally have it, I was never real clear on how it worked. I mean, if you, it just rolled over to the first quarter and then you started, or how did it work, or how does it work?
My understanding, if you had something that qualified for that deductible in that
Before.
last quarter, then it would roll over into the new and
Year?
be counted
Yeah,
against the deductible. So it was a good benefit for the employees.
So theoretically, it could solve your deductible for 2 years?
That, I don't know exactly how.
That's where I was confused
Right.
over the time too.
I don't believe so. I think that if you had breached your deductible in a calendar year, you can't carry it over.
Right, it's
But if you,
only in the
only
last
if you,
quarter.
or only if you've incurred expenses during that.
Minor,
last
probably somewhat minor expenses in the fourth quarter.
right, less than. then
It was
you
just the
carry it.
expenses you incurred in the fourth quarter.
But that would also then reduce county liability, employer liability, because those costs would not be part of that fourth quarter carryover would not be part of the calculations, so. But I think that that's the right thing to do there, so that both plans will parallel each other.
Didn't she say it would be a cost savings also, besides, for the plan without the carryover?
Yeah, well, if you
Yeah.
eliminate it, it's going to be
Yeah.
a cost savings as well.
One of the other, I know I have things, I just printed out something this morning, so I must have grabbed the wrong pile. With our flexible savings account, that's something we need to also be mindful for employees that have been putting money in. If they were to go to the high deductible plan, I think there's a 90-day window where you can use that funding. And people are contributing right now, so we've been contributing, and I don't know if people, contribute waiting to use it at the end of the year or when they wait, but we need to inform them of that. There was some reference that if they were COBRA'd, which I don't understand how they'd be a COBRA, that they could use it longer. But 90 days would be approximate, they would have to use that if they were switching over, because they can't have the flexible savings and the high deductible or HSA,
Yeah, you can't have both.
so. It's just another informational tool that we'll have to let employees know, because there are several that put in the max. I think, for example, some maybe are doing it for dental, well, they might not have incurred all those costs yet this year, so.
Sure. So then, if we have a high deductible plan, even the people who stay on a traditional plan can't have that flexible savings?
They can have flexible savings if they,
They can if they
They
stay
can
on.
if they
Stay
stay
on
on
the
the
traditional,
traditional,
I
yes.
On the traditional?
Yes.
if they stay on their traditional, they can have, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I didn't understand the question. I was-
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
There's-
no, if there would be a change if they did
Okay,
move.
but if they change, they have to figure that out.
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
And then we talked about offering open enrollment again at the end of the year to go to,
I think, yes, we need to do that.
Like, when would that be, October?
November, October.
well, I can, I,
But
I,
that's just something that
yeah,
I don't
some,
think it's necessarily a full-blown
Open enrollment, but for those that wish.
informational type, but it's more that some people,
wanna carry it through the end of the year.
yeah, I mean, for example, the flexible benefits, if you are contributing a lot of money with flexible benefits with the idea that at the end of this calendar year, you're gonna have a major expense, some sort of, like dental or something like that, it might be easier for that person to continue on the flexible benefits,
But you can still
get
have,
through the year and then go to the health safety.
You can do flexible
you
benefits
can still
for
have flexible
dental.
benefits for childcare and dental.
Dental, I think
You
you
just
can
couldn't have
do,
flexible.
Well, maybe.
I think you, as I was talking,
And that-
thinking, I
that's
think
some
you
of
can
the-
do dental.
That's some of the questions that they have to
Understand.
We just wanna be clear that
Right,
Yeah.
And so,
you need the answer to the
I
question.
believe you can continue, you can have an HSA, but you can also have an FSA for dental and what was the other one?
Childcare,
Well, childcare for sure.
prescriptions,
Is it,
I have
I-
a doubt that it's prescription.
vision.
maybe
Vision,
vision,
yeah.
That's
right,
what I
vision,
meant,
dental, and
Prescription
then.
glasses, yeah, okay.
Vision.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know the answer, the definitive answer to that, but. And I don't, you know, I have no idea, I don't know if it, I wanna get it out as soon as we can, so I don't necessarily wanna wait, but, I can see where people, you know, are gonna be confused at the middle of the year, well, what happens in this instance, and I don't know if we'll ever be able to answer every question that could possibly come up, but,
That's why Michelle, I think would be
Yeah.
valuable.
well, but they'll still.
There'll still have questions, but I mean, just,
Yeah, good, yeah. So, do you think there needs to be a different environment than like what it was last year? Or just,
I think that we somehow, I don't know if you make it mandatory, but, you give out some information and say there's gonna be informational meetings. And,
And what it looks like,
yeah,
because now it's
and there's gonna be
gonna happen.
opportunities where, people may or may not be able to attend, where I don't know, we'll have to talk to some department heads and try and figure out, you know, how to best handle the meetings so that everyone will have the opportunity to do it, to go to that. And if it's after hours, you know, if a road department person wants to have a spouse come along and it's after hours, I think it's fair in this situation to say that somehow we'll provide it. And if somebody cannot make it, an employee cannot make it at the designated times, and it's after hours, we may have to, you know, compensate that employee for attending the meeting. I think it's an important thing to.
well, I think it's an important thing too, but it's a benefit, and they're just gonna have, you're gonna have to make an effort to be there. Or sign up for a personal one-on-one session with her, if she's gonna do those at different times. Or Donna or us or somebody's gonna have to take the time to explain it to them one-on-one to the best of their abilities. I can't imagine that we're gonna offer, I can't, I'm talking about for me, I can't imagine that we're gonna pay people to come in at night to explain their benefits to them if they can't make it during the day because they're gone.
Could we record it?
we talked, there was a mention of recording, I guess in my mind,
have a week, we'd have to talk with Michelle and set that, but if we could offer like a 2-session, morning and afternoon, have her be there in between to meet one-on-one, and then maybe a week later offer another session, just so that we could
That
have.
doesn't help the people, the spouse that,
It doesn't help, and we can do that later, we can do it earlier, but I'm just, especially with our shift workers, if, we're gonna be paying them to come in if it's not their week, and if they're off, then they're usually, it's hard to get a hold of them,
Well, and if we recorded it,
and if we
they
recorded it,
could go on, I mean,
Right.
at home, together and say, here, let's watch this together.
I think all of the above
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
probably,
to do our darn best to get it out to
Right,
everybody.
right.
And after that, you can't do much more.
no. And then, but then, you know, like you said, people might just hear about it for the July start date, and then by come January, they'll have had some experience or talked to somebody, so it could be a whole different experience.
Mhm.
so what's the soonest?
I guess I was depending on, I wanted to know if you guys had made a commitment to
It
go.
was confirmed, I handed them
Okay,
the sheet and they said, yes, that is, so.
and then I think our next step would be to contact Michelle to see what she has for availability
Yeah,
and go with it, get going.
yes.
Sometime after ISAC,
That's
shortly after ISAC.
Yeah,
which is-
probably.
Yeah.
End of March, middle March.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the 11th through the 13th, I think.
Yes, I know for that. Do they have agendas out there?
So, I'm sure they haven't, but we need to, like, in reference to the department head meeting where I said, you know, you have questions, get them wrote down, get them sent in, get them so we can answer them. And I think it's important, I mean, I guess I'm gonna pound on you, or it's important to get them answered, you know, you know, you can't wait until the end.
And Donna
I sent out a reminder email on
has sent out a
Friday.
reminder, I don't know if
We
we,
only got
maybe
one question.
one reply,
Mhm.
so, and I think it's important that those department heads don't rely on our memory, I mean, put the question in a.
Yeah, I agree.
in a manner that you want it answered.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't,
Cause there were quite a few questions, and like I said.
I jotted down a few,
Maybe have them sit down with their employees and see if their employees have any questions and then compile them, and this is, you know, send them to you.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this is gonna take a little bit of movement and, you know, this works in this situation, but it may not work in that
Yeah.
situation, and
Yeah,
we can't think of everything,
No, you can't,
so.
no, you can't.
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
we did. What was the one question that we had to well mark that we did get a reply?
The credible coverage,
Credible coverage.
and I didn't look at that fully, but it said for option, it was available, but for option 2, it
There
won't
was
be
some
available
question
next
about
year.
Credible coverage.
Yeah,
So we have kind of put that in.
I'm sure one of the and I can write it down too, but I'm sure one of the questions is going to be, how much can you contribute to a HSA if it starts July 1st? I've always wondered how you can mix the,
And what the maximums are, period, like I mean,
yeah, and whether it's different for embedded versus, I don't even know, but.
There's a document that, again, it was emailed, but trying to find, it was kind of a link to a document, so, and that depends on age and it depends on some other things too, as far as maximum contributions.
Well, you know, I read and see these things but then I found out last year that it, you know, we had a different kind of plan, so it did,
Right.
those things changed, so I think eventually it's gonna come down to Michelle answering the question,
Yeah.
being the authority, I assume she is, you know, but I don't, again, I don't know how you do that July 1st, how that mixes with the IRS as far as how much you can put in the HSA the first year. It's kind of a,
Kind of, what can I mean, my thing is, what can I use my health savings account for? I mean, obviously I know health stuff, but like, is that something you can use for glasses and dental and?
you can use it for glasses and dental, yes.
Okay.
I say that with authority.
So that would be a question I had, cause I've
Right.
never done that.
And I'm sure there's a listing, cause I know
But
their
then that
flex list.
begs the question, can you, and I know even if you or I aren't, can you do that if you're on, you wouldn't do that if you're on the dental plan, or is there?
Well, you still have added costs though.
But we just got done saying we thought you could do the flex FSA for, for dental and vision, but then we can't, so then I wouldn't think you could use the HSA for,
Yeah,
so that's, it gets confusing, what you're, not
Yeah.
globally, it gets confusing. I mean,
Well, I just wanna make sure people understand it.
so you might be right, it might not be available at all for FSA for health things at all, if you have an HSA, it might not be. I don't know.
we'll work on that listing, check with Michelle. Listing questions,
Yeah,
anything else?
The next month or so, there's gonna be work to get accomplished.
And we should send you questions as well if we have them.
Exactly, yeah. When we, Tammy, Donna, and I kinda, you sent that email out to all users and then reply back to Tammy, or were you carrying,
I think we
Didn't
did it to
all-
department
I was
heads,
gonna say, I didn't.
I'm not all users, department.
department heads,
Did
Okay.
you,
and I included
yeah,
the three of us.
are you gathering them all then, or?
I only got the one.
Yeah, I got that one.
Easy.
So is there a reason you wouldn't send it out to all users other than confusion?
Not all
Well-
users know yet what's happening.
I don't
Yeah.
think so, I think we need to either, I would be, and maybe I'm talking off the top of my head, I think I have probably 10, 12 questions across the street. The first one is, what is a traditional plan, what is a high deductible savings plan? Because that's something that you probably need to explain, and why are we doing this? But then we get into a little bit more weeds on some of those other questions that have come up, if I have this or that. I think if we get a preliminary listing, that we could send it to all users saying, in preparation, this is where we're going, these are some of the frequently asked questions to begin with, we invite you to an informational meeting on such and such a date. It's gonna create chaos either way, I mean, trying to communicate this type of change, I don't know what the best way is.
But last year it seemed to go well when it was explained. I mean, it was, the one I attended
Mhm.
was well received, and I know it wasn't exactly what we were doing, but it was close,
Mhm.
and it seemed very well
There
received.
were a couple sessions that, yeah, there was, surprisingly, there was one session that I don't think people were,
Yeah,
and that's just depends on.
that's just gonna be the way it is.
You're not gonna
Well-
change that.
Ultimately, the reason it's happening is because healthcare expenses are getting expensive. It's unsustainable, I guess is the word, I don't know. Just- Things are changing everywhere.
Well, sounds good. Got a plan moving forward?
Gotta start of a plan.
Start of a plan moving
Start of a plan, I don't think.
Have a concept.
Concept, yeah,
First thing will be to get Michelle's dates, you
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
yeah.
and that'll help you guys nail it down to, okay, the when.
Well, I'll probably put it on for an agenda request, if we can get it so that employees pay attention to that we're setting open enrollment on these dates and we're setting informational on these dates.
Yeah.
Very good.
Alright,
Thank you both.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
So in the past, if they were a shift worker or a weekly worker, and you paid them to come in to these meetings?
Like the jailers and the
The
sheriff's
jailers.
deputies do.
Yeah.
if
Paid
the
them if
meeting,
they- if
if
they-
the meeting was not, if they were not working
Scheduled to
while
work.
scheduled to work while the meeting was scheduled,
And that's
there's
very,
been some situations.
I think even in services.
well, and some people are
For like-
7 on, 7 off,
Yeah.
so, you know.
Yeah, and they've either have other jobs or they're. Yeah, we've tried to, that's why we went with an early morning session for jailers getting off. They can attend that, and then like I said, for 3 years, we tried an evening session, and the first year we had a few attend, but the last 2 we did not.
Might have to see if somebody will sign up again for it
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah, we gotta,
There might be a different, and like when we had the Medicare meeting, which was, obviously targeted, it wasn't targeted only, but obviously the older people. It wasn't, it wasn't meant to be targeted, but it was targeted. We had that in the evening, because it was,
And it was well received.
yeah, that was like 5:30, I think.
Nice.
5 or 5:30.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
yep.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm gonna say one thing. Can we consider stipend?
For
people-
insurance.
For working on it, it's a lot of work,
I've thought about it.
it's a lot.
You're talking about for that?
Doug and Don,
Doug and
or-
Donna
yeah.
is-
Well, yeah.
Honestly, I really think that we should, that, without,
No, I've been here 3 years, I see well, I don't see it, but
but you.
I can, from an outside perspective, see how much time goes into it too.
A lot goes into it, a lot, so, I really would like to consider that,
No, I guess fair.
obviously, we're 2 people short, but,
2 people, on the board, yeah.
on the board, but, Howard, would you be okay with something like that?
Well, here we are on camera, and here we are, there's no doubt Donna's a social connection of, but, I know, well, I don't think it's any secret for anybody, Kyle doesn't think Donna's fully employed the way it is. I'm not saying that, I'm just, so is there a difference between the two?
As far as the workload of what
Yeah,
it
yeah.
does? Well, I would say that Donna carries most of the workload when it comes to these meetings. Doug carries more, and I could be stating it wrong, but Doug carries more of the work all year long, making sure everything's balanced, paid, keeping track of the funds.
The financial.
More the administrative,
Someday
Financial aspect,
Doug's not gonna be there to do it, and will his replacement take it on, or will the person that's in Donna's position take it on?
I don't know.
well, Tricia did it before, right?
Yeah,
And
Trish.
Trish, Casey,
Trish, Doug has always had a part of it,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
sure, but she did a lot of the paperwork into it, right, before,
Oh, yeah, she was
Yeah.
the key in that.
and I wasn't here, but,
And I'm not certain, I don't know,
so it's just kind of bounced to whoever was willing to take on that responsibility, or,
No, and then we shouldn't look at it that way, I'm for certain of that,
no, I didn't mean it was
No,
so
no, no.
random, but it was just,
but it's always kinda been down in the engineer's office.
Sure.
Always, from way back when Richard was here too.
You have to have somebody who's meticulous and detail oriented.
Absolutely.
And that fits that personality very well, so,
engineers sure tend to be that way.
So, I honestly, I think we should
Do you wanna decide that today?
Well, I don't know, I just wanna feel you out for sure, but I would be willing to decide it today, but
I think that might be overstepping, it isn't literally overstepping our bounds, but it might be.
no, but it could be something we could have her build in the budget and then we see what it looks like, cause we do kinda want the final numbers. And then if you take it out, you take it out. If there's enough talk about it next week, then it's a matter of removing it.
I mean, that's a brand new discussion, I know it doesn't hurt to put things in and take things out, but that might be something worth having Josh and Kyle here for too.
Maybe we should put it on the agenda then.
And that'd be totally fine, yeah.
I would like to at least have the conversation.
Being that's a brand new thing, it would be bad to have that on the agenda, yeah, I don't,
No, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I'm okay with that. And regardless, any dollar amounts that we're talking about aren't going to make or break our budget,
no,
you know, so.
well, that could be said for half the things we're talking about, yeah,
Yeah,
but. I'm curious too, what like I'll go to school or other organizations that have a consultant or broker or whatever, what does that cost them to do that, is it,
Probably quite a bit.
yeah,
I like the fact that it's.
I just don't know.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it's always been in-house and we've always taken care of it, you know, because we're invested in it, so to speak.
can be simpler that way,
Uh-huh, I think so.
but,
Okay.
no, good thought. Okay, are we ready to motion to adjourn?
I'm okay with that.
All right.
We're all good, right? We covered everything?
I think so,
I think so.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
didn't do too bad.
I'll make a motion.
Yeah, motion by Haas to
I'll
adjourn,
second.
second by Garmin. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.